Yes, I suppose you've caught us out. I'm terribly sorry to have lied, but I'll be honest with you, we've really had a time of it. We've had all sorts of people trying to kill us in New York, and we thought we'd better play it safe here. But yes, I'll be honest, I'm Loveday, and these are my good friends, Ruby and Father Mihal. He really is a priest, I promise, that's not a lie.
Miss Llewellyn, we are privileged to have you here. I don't suppose you're here to make a donation.
Brilliant. So, as I said, we're not going to discuss in any detail who Dave is guest starring as.
Or might guest star as.
He may not even make it into focus this session because
and I will kill you off.
You never know. You guys might choose not to go there, wherever there is.
Psych, we're going to Cairo.
Well, were you not planning to? I mean, geez, Dave. We might need to put it off a few weeks if they're not going to Cairo.
It's okay, yeah.
Okay. So, yes. Icebreaker for this week. It was going to be have Dave interview you all and ask you awkward questions about how you're finding Mass and Nyarlathotep. But instead, what I might do is I might ask some awkward questions about how you found the process of starting an actual play and getting into this, and are you enjoying it? Don't feel obligated to say yes just because I'm the keeper. I will start with Ellie. Ellie, how are you enjoying your introduction to actual play and getting into this whole thing, particularly as a games master yourself?
Yeah, I actually ran my first game last week, the week before. Time means nothing anymore, and it went very well, thank you. I was going to make a joke about how terrible I'm finding it, but I feel like I've missed the moment, so I am actually having a really nice time. It's always because we go so late on a Monday. On Mondays, I'm always like, oh god, it's going to be such a late night, and then I get here and I'm like, yes, let's go beat up some zombies. So it's just
That's
really
Tuesday's
fun. I
problem.
think we have a good group, not to toot our own horn. Exactly, and I got like a whole 4 hours sleep last night, so it's all going to be fine. The baby's teething, so yeah, no, I think we're having a good time. I don't know about everybody else, but it feels like we've like gelled now as a group. Like we all know what our strengths are, we know what our weaknesses are, we know like when Ruby should be making phone calls, for example. Like it just feels like it's clicking, and it's really fun. And I'm genuinely really excited to move settings now and like explore London.
And we've managed to make a fascinating transition as everyone's gelled from thinking Valentine and Mick are going to kill each other to thinking Florence and Mick are going to kill each other. It's going really well.
Mick just upsetting everybody.
Yeah, Loveday and Ruby, non-problematic queens. We just get on with everyone.
Officers.
Yeah.
Bit ropey.
Police is a
the police.
Outside the gang, we don't count.
Yeah.
So speaking of which, Ruby, sorry, you're not Ruby. Dakara, how are you finding your introduction to actual plays, which I think is also kind of your introduction to role playing as well? Kind of
everything, yeah. A lot of first going around, but no, I've been enjoying it. I really have. I do definitely worry when I do have to make phone calls or anything that requires too much conversation. I definitely struggle in those in that regard. But I think in the more intense scenes that we've been a part of, like I loved fighting the zombies and ripping arms off them and using them as weapons and all the rest of it. So there's definitely highlights, I think, or things that I find easier. But I'm enjoying the firsts that are going around, definitely.
great stuff.
And it's been nice to get to know all you guys as well, to be honest, and just, having a bit of fun on a Monday. Been good.
Excellent. And Bob, aside from dodging invading children, How is being involved in actual play going for you?
That game's just starting. My camera and mic will be going on and off a lot tonight. But it's great. The whole thing is one big dodge every Monday evening. It's great. They get taken care of, and I get to sit here, talking nonsense to you guys. I'm loving it. I haven't gamed in years and years and years and years and years. Like literally since back the last time I think I did it with you guy, which was a long time ago. So yeah, it's scratching an old itch. I like the setting. I love the Cthulhu stuff. I like the group. I think we're an interesting mix. I like bringing the energy that Mick brings, even though I only do it on purpose 50% of the time. I still get a kick out of it. I don't know. I do like when things happen. I like a bit of chaos, but we tend to get a little bit out of every session, and then a lot of finding stuff out and not dying and getting killed the rest of the time. So it all balances up. Yeah, I'm having fun.
Yeah. Speaking of the vibe and the energy, did anyone see the comment that was left on a couple of days ago on the most recent video? Oh no, it was left on the episode 16. I just found your channel and binge watching all the episodes. Really enjoying your take on this classic campaign. Loving the characters, although it has to be said, this investigator group has to be one of the most socially awkward and volatile I've seen in a long time. I don't think there is a situation they can't turn into a confrontation on some level. Brilliant, it says. Brilliant.
Yeah, but sometimes you're doing it on purpose.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, like at least 10% of the time. Do you know, does that make it worse?
The cop's angry with us. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
We're doing something right.
That might not go as well in good old Blighty.
It is depressing looking back because I've actually been trying really hard to get on with people, and every time it just doesn't work out.
Oh, spooky black cat, sorry.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting because...
Spooky black cat behind Dave.
Very cute. Very cute. Very cute. Yeah, it's interesting because my past experience with role playing has been D&D, so it's interesting having the same setup of the character in the story, but being so underpowered. We're taking on monsters from the eons, and we have maybe a gun. I can't throw a fireball at anything here. So that's the really interesting, completely changing, those fundamentals. Though I did enjoy the fight with the zombies. But then I was very surprised that we all survived.
It was touch and go
the
there
fight
for a
with
moment,
the zombies.
especially when you set yourself and Mick on fire. It
was touch and go. Yeah, especially when I set myself and Mick on fire. I think we've done a very good job of having a team where, we've got lots of, with the characters, we've got lots of different personalities and skill sets in a way that we sort of have all of the skills that we need together. But I don't think that was sort of coincidental. I don't think we all sat down and were we need a person who can talk to people on the phone. We need someone with lots of money. We need a gunfighter. We just sort of stumbled into that. Yeah, Loveday, please don't die. We need your money.
On my list to update Loveday's will, leave all the money to Ruby and then you guys will be fine.
Leave all the money to Ruby.
Maybe someone take my guns.
We always have to have someone with money. So it's been a different experience, but really fun.
Very good. Fun. And Saorla, how about for you?
Yeah, I think similar to Morven, my experience of role playing previously was D&D, so I'm not quite sure what I expected from Call of Cthulhu. I've tried really hard not to look up anything so I don't get any spoilers. So every time something happens, I'm just ready to roll with it, but I just feel like there's so much that we haven't discovered yet, which is really exciting and also really terrifying, particularly when you told us a few weeks back that it's really easy for characters to get killed off in Call of Cthulhu, which I'm really sad about. because I gave Valentine a really detailed backstory, and I'll be really sad if she doesn't get to fulfill some of it. And yeah, the confrontation is actually really funny because I never thought about that we do always have some kind of fight going on. Like for a long time, Valentine was the one that everyone was really suspicious of, and now it's Florence. But yeah, I think
I'm doing everything.
you.
Everything, to be honest.
The harder you try.
Sorry. The harder you try to be honest, the more people are suspicious of you. It's really hard.
I gotta find that with Valentine as well, because like when I first created the character, I didn't intend for her to be as socially awkward as she is, but she just kind of, with the backstory I made for her, she kind of happened that way, and then the way that made everyone really suspicious of her has been really interesting to play, because she just doesn't understand any of it. But yeah, just getting to know the group and getting to play out this campaign has been so much fun so far, and I really hope that it continues for many, many weeks and months and years to come.
Well, from my perspective, I definitely I wasn't expecting what I got in terms of kicking off an actual play. It has been a lot more of a kind of avalanche than I'd expected. A lot more going on.
Sorry about that.
A lot more interesting kind of evolutions around the character side of things that you get in some groups and you don't get in others. But I think you guys being particularly invested in the drama of it all has lifted some of the backstory stuff to a whole other level. I've GM'd groups in the past that have been interestingly confrontational. Not looking at anybody who's guest starring, but and I've had groups in the past where there's been absolute crazy belly laughs as well, quite a lot. But I think just the sheer chaotic laughter that we have every week, but keep the story rolling, right? It's been new to me, because I think a lot of the time when in campaigns and groups where there's a lot of laughs and a lot of fun, the story very much takes a back seat, and it's very easy just to there was one campaign, a Shadowrun campaign, where the guys spent months trying to help one of the characters develop this new technology he was inventing. Completely aside from any story that we were participating in. They were dodging assassins and trying to develop a new technology. And that was it. That was it for months of the game. So that can very easily happen. And you know, for a group that's casual gaming, that's great. It's fun. But the combination of having that kind of dynamic and that kind of chaos, but seeing you also managing to claw your way along through the story, it's really cool. It's a new experience. I'm very much enjoying it. So yeah, with that said, welcome everyone to Removal of Masks. We're running through the classic Chaosium campaign, Masks of Nyarlathotep. We have a guest star this week. Hopefully, we have a guest star this week. If he doesn't feature, because we're not telling the players who he's going to be representing, because we don't want to kind of artificially hurry them along to any particular scene or any particular stage of their fine time in London. So he may feature, and if he does, you'll get to see him. He's Dave McGowan, and he is going to be bringing his years of Call of Cthulhu Keeper experience to bear to really represent this character, who may be a great help to the characters, depending if they can stay on side. They don't tend to get into deep confrontations, anything like that, do they? Anyway, with that said, let's move along and get into the campaign. Let's see, who wants to give a very brief recap? I will start off, and then if anybody thinks I've missed anything, feel free to jump in. So in the last session, we tied up loose ends in New York. Maybe not all of them, but certainly we closed any of the major plot threads that were hanging talk to anybody seemed important to talk to, and skedaddled out of town. There was a lovely moment when Loveday decided to have a quick farewell dinner with her her boyfriend, and brought along two of her friends, or three of her friends. All of her friends came along except for Mick, and did not realize that this was not so much just a dinner, but a proposal. And so he is now her fiancé because she said yes, possibly due to some social pressure and a bit of really uncomfortable awkwardness. But we'll see. Mihal did not seem to appreciate the engagement to Tommy Bradford quite so much. Although it seems that there's a touch of cynicism in Remick. He's maybe thinking Tommy doesn't necessarily just have the love of Loveday at heart. That will wait to be seen. On shipboard, it's a lovely journey. The weather is good. The crossing seems calm. Everybody's working away, reading books and recovering from their injuries, reviewing some notes, having a bit of chat, and just generally starting to feel better about things. Unfortunately, Valentine also managed to finish her initial reading of a book. This prompted something of a strange reaction, as she seemed to forget everything that had happened since her previous ocean journey going to New York, wandered out onto the deck and started behaving quite erratically, and gave the others a bit of a turn. We'll quickly gloss over anything that might have been spotted over the side of the ship. Whales are common in the Atlantic. Everything seemed to settle back to normal. Nice, peaceful journey. Until the group decided to just run through a few things for Mihal, bring him up to speed properly, show him some of the strange artifacts they'd collected from the Juju house. One item in particular caused a little bit of a stir, as Mihal recognized the description in one of the writings, and very quickly raised the fact that he and Florence had had a dream. They had shared a dream while locked in a box in the basement of the Juju house. And they'd seemingly been made an offer by this strange dark figure. Now, Mihal said he did not accept this offer. But as they'd escaped unscathed, he was somewhat suspicious of Florence over there. Florence took umbrage, and there was a little bit of argument, shall we say, some friction among the group. Tempers flared, harsh words were spoken, but everyone agreed to let it be, go to bed, talk again on the morrow. And that's where we pick up. It is the very next day, the 29th of January, I believe. Yes, Thursday, the 29th of January, 1925. We are on the RMS Aquitania, en route for Southampton. There's an invitation to dinner at the captain's table tonight. And you're all gradually coming out of your rooms, preparing for the rest of the journey. Perhaps feeling a little awkward after the night before. Let me quickly double check who is it that has the room on their own? Mihal, you are sharing. You're in the suite with Loveday. You've got your own little room off the main living area. Someone else is in the suite with Loveday. Was it Ruby? Yes. Yeah. And Florence and Valentine have their own cabins, staterooms, we should say, because they're very much first class. So cabin does not suffice for the way that Loveday Llewellyn likes to travel. So we'll say that Mihal, yourself, and Ruby and Loveday are already kind of at a table. A little bit of breakfast is being brought in, as has become your habit over the last few days. And Florence and Valentine have not yet joined you. They'll probably trickle in a few moments. Are we all comfortable and having the crack, or are we feeling a little awkward? Good.
Are we just sitting in silence?
Yeah.
That's about right. Valentine, you come into Loveday's cabin, suite, as you have each other morning. Not sure what to expect. Will it be the relaxed chatter of the other mornings, or will it be a little more stilted? You're not really sure, but you walk in to find things exactly the way you like them. Nobody's talking. Everybody's eating. This is nice.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Morning.
Oh, Valentine, sit down. Come join us. Have some breakfast. We're having a lovely conversation about the weather. Isn't it lovely today?
I've not been outside yet, so I cannot speak to the weather, but I'm sure that it is très bon for this time of year.
I quite agree. It is a nice time of year. This nice time to be at sea. Wouldn't you agree, Ruby?
Oh yes. Coffee, anyone? Coffee?
And that's probably around about the
I'd
time
love
that
some coffee,
Florence
thank you.
joins the group. As they're all chatting away, relaxed, everything seems fine, Florence. Nobody seems to have given a second thought to yesterday evening.
Good morning.
Morning.
Florence. Wonderful. Come in. We were just talking about the weather. Is it lovely outside?
I hadn't noticed. Yes, lovely.
Lovely. Coffee?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Like
Come sit down.
A croissant. The croissants are quite
They have croissant.
quite good. I mean, not as good as you would find in Paris, but a good attempt.
Where do you get the best croissant in Paris then, Valentine? Where would you recommend if we were to go?
Oh, so many choices. There's a wonderful boulangerie that is just a few blocks from my apartment, down near the river, and it's run by an elderly couple. And they make the pastries fresh every morning. They won't tell anyone their secrets, but a little bit of jam. Oh, it makes me wish for home.
Sounds lovely.
Sounds wonderful. Ruby, where's the best pastry you've ever eaten?
Honestly, I can't say there's one that stands out, but I've never been to Paris, so I'm definitely missing out there, aren't I?
Well, you must all come. I mean, we won't be that far from Paris once we go to England, so, we'd always stop off.
Loveday, could
That
we maybe
sounds
stop off
wonderful.
there?
I'm sure we could. Nick, Florence, should we go to Paris?
Yeah, let's go to Paris.
You sound so enthusiastic, Nick. I don't think I've ever heard you sound so enthusiastic.
I'd
Enjoying
love
his
to go to
coffee.
Paris without being shot. It'll be a first. It'd be nice.
I don't know why you would be shot in Paris, but no right.
I had the war there a while ago, not so long.
Oh, is that? Well, that's not happening anymore.
That's
so-
small.
I mean, if you're going to be shot, I assume it's for some other reason.
We'll find plenty.
That's a good point. Maybe I
I'm
shouldn't
sure.
step into Paris and put bullet holes in my own.
If the bloody tongue are in Paris, they're down in the sewers.
Why would they be in the sewers?
In the catacombs.
The
like.
catacombs.
Paris is perfect.
Yeah, surely.
Paris is perfect for it. In London, they're probably in Buckingham Palace. That's perfect for it.
Well, no, that's unkind.
What? No, I'm not. I don't mean to be anti-royal. I just that's where I'd be if I was them.
That's the light-hearted
I
chatter.
believe you, but
Sorry, have I annoyed you already?
Lawrence is probably
just-
relieved
I
that
just
it's
even
less her getting annoyed and more other people. But as that light chatter continues, we'll just fade out, and breakfast slips by without too much further discomfort. And does anybody look to do anything else during the rest of the day besides read your books and
stare at Loveday's ring on her finger in disbelief? Other than that,
and maybe
I'd be really
Have we?
curious about whether we've been followed or whether we're tailed or whatnot on board. Like, maybe we should keep an eye out.
noted.
I was going to say, have we thoroughly looked at everything that we took? Well, that's probably worth doing. Checking everything we nicked.
Where should we? What have we not gone through so far?
So, does anyone want to quickly run over what we already looked at, and I'll pick up with whatever you want to look at next?
I've got the wrong notebook, so I have the full list, but not the list of what we've looked at last
Yeah,
session,
we
I'm
went
afraid.
through the psych notes, didn't we? We went through the psych notes.
Yes, I've got notes from the site.
That was, in fact, that may have been where you got bogged
No,
down.
that was probably what we discussed.
You also,
Just like no.
yeah, you briefly looked at the Bloody Tongue Mask and the High Priest's robe, I think, right?
Yeah.
So, the Bloody Tongue Mask.
Yes.
Oh,
That was the one that we
tongue.
gave to the bishop.
No. That was the strange headpiece with
That's gone.
the faces on top. You gave one of the
yeah.
Bloody Tongue masks, the one you found in Silas and Kwane's bedroom. You gave to
Yeah, that was way back when.
Lieutenant Poole, but you kept the other one,
Oh, yeah.
which is wrapped in the.
Is that the
skin.
leopard print?
It's a mask almost identical to Nkwane's, also with a mummified human tongue on it.
Did we look at the? Does something to do with the language of the lost city of Atlantis? Whatever
What was that? What was that from?
I don't know. I'm looking at the notes of what we gathered in the place, and it was.
Was that on the
Sensor?
headband?
Oh, maybe. I just have
don't
written
remember.
Sensor, language of the lost city of Atlantis, and a protection against certain creatures.
Oh yeah, that's the
Something like that,
headband.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's the
think
headband.
that's the headband.
Yeah, which Ruby, I assume, is still wearing.
Yeah, a clutched.
Yeah, don't take it off. Don't take it off.
It goes with everything.
Don't keep it on. Keep it on. Keep it on.
It's such a
Goes with
fashionable
everything.
item.
So versatile.
Because wearing jewellery from the lost city of Atlantis is always a good idea.
Do you still have the zombie's arm, by the way, or did that go somewhere?
I believe that was.
We
I
kept
believe
the
that was
zombie arm.
disposed of
That was
before
taken
boarding
at custom.
the ship. There was some talk of bringing it along, and then it was like perhaps it might count as importing animal produce or something.
I'd imagine the smell wouldn't have
Human
been too great.
remains.
Oh.
Not so human
You would have had
remains.
to check an extra large bag. It would have been the whole thing.
Yeah, a whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not getting that through customs.
No.
Then I also have, there was a burnished copper bowl etched with signs and runes and a carved scepter covered in hieroglyphics, which I don't think we've examined in detail yet.
That'll go
Keep it in.
the
Keep it in.
office.
We should definitely have offcuts, actually.
Yeah.
Bloopers at the end of everything.
People love
So you're saying
a
the
blooper
burnished
reel.
copper
Everyone
bowl
loves the
etched
blooper
with
reel.
unrecognizable runes and signs. No one has yet examined this bowl. Does anyone want
Yes.
to?
I will have a look if that's okay. I might finally use my archaeology skill.
You give me an archaeology
Yeah.
check. You can also give me a Cthulhu Mythos roll if you want.
It's, not to brag, mine is still 0. Because I
Right.
picked the biggest book. So, oh, no, sorry. Sorry, I did archaeology by mistake. Oh, no, it's fine. I failed. Never mind.
I have history as a skill. I could take a look. Would that work?
Can I, Guy, if I failed an archaeology check, can I also try a history check? Or am I sort of...
You can, but that's basically spending more and more time with it. It'll cut into your reading time. I will say that history probably isn't going to avail you much.
Okay.
Oh.
I won't bother then.
Does anybody else want to give a little Cthulhu Mythos roll? Some of you, perhaps, who've been reading books.
Yeah, might as well. Why not?
Oh, nearly got it though.
Not far off.
Oh.
Oh, there is one close there.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Hey, can I use my luck to change that Cthulhu Mythos?
You can.
Woohoo!
Yeah, do it quick. Do it quick. I think you should do that quick, Mick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before anybody else notices the fumble.
before we notice the other rolls. Okay.
I'm not going to. I'm going to rule that if it's not a 100 on a Cthulhu Mythos, it's nothing disturbing is going to happen.
Oh bless.
You're not gonna mistake it for anything
I'll
horrific.
pass it then.
So Mihal, you pass your Cthulhu Mythos. It just rings a bell from something you read recently. It's an ancient bowl, and it seems to be connected to a description you've seen somewhere of a spell called Send Dream.
Send Dream.
It's not really made of copper. It seems to be some strange metal that you could try a science check of chemistry or physics or any kind of science check if you like. But I'm gonna say without that,
I don't see those here.
it's a strange metal that you don't recognize. It's definitely not copper.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that all my Cthulhu Mythos rolls going to get me?
Yeah, that is it. It is a
It's not copper.
no, and it's a
A spell.
tool that can be used to engage in a spell. And you're aware from the symbols. It's like these symbols match up with something you've been reading about a spell called Send Dream. But you don't know where you'd find that spell or any instructions how to use it or anything.
Yeah. I'll relay that information to the others. And also, I might note that many of us have been experiencing strange waking dreams. And here's a paraphernalia for a Send Dream spell. You know?
Is there any mention of any dream spells in your book, Valentine?
Is there? Keeper?
Let me check back at the list of spells I gave you.
Yeah.
I think.
No, what was the one that you got again?
Yeah, where was the list? It was on Discord.
Blind Lord of Chaos, Formless Spawn, Lord of the Waters, Create Barrier, Fog of Misdirection, Ebon's Wheel of Mist.
That was the one I was thinking.
No spells, no dream spells. In Selection de Livre.
No dream spells.
Okay. Anything else you're looking at?
The scepter.
The scepter. Yeah.
Okay. Scepter. Carved scepter. Okay, it looks African in origin. Anybody have any kind of languages that are unusual around hieroglyphics or anything like that?
I could try Hebrew. Would that be
Oh yeah.
useful?
No, a little distant. It's specifically Egyptian hieroglyphics.
Okay.
No.
Once again,
Could I
I
do
made the
a-
really relevant choice of Latin instead of hieroglyphics. It's horse riding all over again.
Could I do a history check on it?
Yeah, give us a history or anthropology would be a good one to give if you want.
Aw, failure.
Let me try.
Mine are low on both of those.
Yeah, I can try archaeology.
Ooh.
Oh, I fumbled archaeology with 100.
So it's actually Loveday. It's almost certainly not Egyptian. You think you recognize this from your time in Peru.
Okay.
It looks more like the kind of symbology from the Peruvian pyramid. The stuff you looked
Okay.
up in the books in the
Cool. Yeah, that sounds
university,
legit.
and definitely Peruvian origin. Forming that connection
rolled
back
a-
to Peru, you know. Mm.
I rolled a success for history.
It's definitely old. It looks like Egyptian hieroglyphics, but like it's a genuine artifact. But Loveday seems absolutely adamant that it's Peruvian and not Egyptian. So
I could swear I saw symbols like this when we were. Do you remember that strip of gold we were looking at? It's got to be. I think it's the same symbols. Do you think this came from that pyramid too?
I think it looks Egyptian.
No, I'm
Because I've seen
absolutely.
a lot
I'm
of
sure of it.
hieroglyphics. What makes you so
What?
sure?
Just the shape of those. I'm just sure the symbols are the same. There's just something about it, you know. Like it feels Peruvian. It feels too South American to have come from Egypt. Just the shape of it, the whole feel, you know.
But
I've done a
you
lot
would-
of digs. You know, I've been
Yes,
around the
but-
world.
But have you done any digs in Peru? Because we were only there for a short time, so I don't know why you're so convinced that it's Peruvian.
Well, it's just really imprinted on my mind, you know, that whole period. I'm sure you all know what it's like. We don't need to talk about it. But I'm just sure, like, this symbol here, this one, I'm sure it looks exactly identical to one that we had on that strip of metal, you know, the one that was pulled out of the temple. So, I wonder what it's doing here. It's very strange that we should have all these Egyptian artifacts and things to do with Africa, and then we've got this Peruvian item. Do you think they're working together? Do you think it was the cult that set the vampires after us?
Could
Goodness,
also
much to
be
think
that
about.
the Egyptian artifacts are all Egyptian.
Well, no, I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying these are all Egyptian. This one's Peruvian. It's very strange. It's very peculiar. I'm going to have to go think about this, I think. I might go see if the ship's got any books in the library about, you know, where maybe the Mayans... Oh, no, the Mayans were later than the Egyptians, weren't they? Much to think about. I might have to go do some research.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea. More reading.
okay, I think that's the last of the items you had to review and go over with Michal. Besides the headband, which is not really up for examination.
actually wearing that?
Look, Ruby
Oh,
has
yeah.
been wearing
Yeah,
it
I've got it.
since
Like the mummified tongue on your face.
It's a steel. It's a strange grey steel headband.
No,
Oh, that's a separate thing. Okay.
Sorry, not steel. Some kind of
This is a protective
warm
thing.
grey metal.
Gotcha.
Very fetching. She looks darling.
Thank you. Thank you, my love.
I meant to say, like, it is fantastic.
Appreciate you.
Okay. So we'll cruise on through the day. Michal, you wanted to have a good look around and suss out the ship and see if anyone was surveilling you?
Am I mobile enough to be
Hey, you
sneaking
could-
around?
Well, it depends. You're not mobile enough to be sneaking around. You could get out and walk around, or you could
But I just like keep my eyes
plunk
open.
yourself
yeah.
around in the bath chair and keep a little shrifty.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to roll me a spot hidden?
Spot hidden. Extreme success. Good man, Mick.
You are almost entirely certain that nobody on this ship is paying you guys the barest attention.
Almost entirely like there's a 3% chance I'm wrong.
No, you would be flabbergasted if you were wrong. You're pretty good at this.
Okay.
You're an observant guy.
Okay.
Like you've given plenty of opportunities. You kind of sat out on the deck in your chair, pretending to be asleep in the sun, and actually keeping an eye out. Nobody even cast you a second glance. You put yourself in a position where you could kind of watch the comings and goings of the ladies, and nobody was paying them any attention at all either. And you've done your due diligence, and you're pretty certain nobody cares you're here.
Okay, great.
dinner at the captain's table. Does everyone dress and get up all gussied up and fancy, or do you just come as you are?
Oh, I think we get dressed up, right?
It's captain's table, and I think we're dressed
Yeah,
up.
we make an effort.
I wear my priestly garb. Not the priestly garb that you guys stole from the... but my own...
Save that for another special occasion.
So shortly before dinner, as you're all preparing, getting dressed for dinner, a purser knocks on the door of Loveday's suite and presents this telegram. It's on the board. Presents this telegram to Loveday, apologizing for the delay in bringing it up. Things have been a little busy below decks, and please excuse the tardiness. It's probably this is about 4 o'clock in the day when it's brought up, and the time on the telegram says it arrived at 12:30, 12:30. Does anyone want to share with us what the telegram says? I assume you share its contents with your companions?
Yes, telegram from Willa Sly says that Jonah wasn't aware of our departure, sends his regards, and says Mahoney at the Scoop knew Elias well, might be useful. Does that mean anything to anybody? Those are many unusual words in a row. Mahoney at the Scoop.
Roll me a knowledge check. Loveday and Florence and Ruby being from England. Mihal, I would say you're probably not that au fait with the British print media.
Fair.
What's
knowledge
education?
check?
Sorry,
What's
just
intelligence?
education. My bad. They used to be called knowledge and idea. Now it's just education check and intelligence check. So I'm looking for education check, please.
Failure for me.
It's one of your attributes.
Where's education?
It's not.
It's
It's
not
not.
It's
skill.
the top.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Got it. Oh, extreme success.
So
Florence is very
Ruby.
educated.
So let's start with Loveday's failure. It's a tabloid. So you wouldn't even know that it exists probably. Ruby, you're aware of the Scoop. You would probably read it occasionally. There's been times you've had cause to wonder what might be in the Scoop, but you wouldn't be super familiar with
I don't know who Mahoney is.
And Florence, the Scoop is quite a sensationalist British tabloid. Always trying to pick up on the latest bit of scandal, maybe celebrity gossip or salacious details about killings, that kind of thing. And there is the editor is an Irish chap of the name Mahoney. You've had reason to call the Scoop a couple of times asking about stories that related to investigations you were doing. Okay. Do you share?
Sorry, I'm just writing all that down because I never have enough notes.
The cry of the Cthulhu investigator.
Okay.
I never have enough notes.
I never have enough notes. There's always details, and I always write down the wrong details. I know that the Scoop. It's a tabloid, British tabloid. It's very scandalous, salacious, celebrity gossip, gruesome killing details. I've contacted them a couple of times for details on previous investigations. It's possible they could have information.
So because you've contacted them before, do you think they'll be more inclined to talk to you if we ask them about Elias, maybe?
well, they would have my details.
Might be worth a shot.
Now, presumably, if we tell Mahoney that Elias is dead, he'll want to talk to us. He'll want to, if he knew him well.
Mm-hmm.
He'll want to know what happened.
Okay. So then you all turn up for dinner. Mihal, how are you presenting at the dinner? Are you going as Mihal, the first class passenger, or Mihal, the well turned out priest?
Priest.
Okay. You are I won't say quite fated, but you are definitely well hosted. Shown every courtesy. The captain is quite a charming man. Short, well trimmed beard, maybe in his late 50s. Very, very elegant and well spoken. If you had to guess, you might say his social skills and his personality might be more of a reason he's the captain of a cruise liner than his amazing nautical ability. But you've never had opportunity to see him in control of the bridge of a ship, so you're not sure. But you're guessing he's very much the social face of the ship. It's a very pleasant dinner, unless anybody wants to raise any awkward questions or anything like that. The dinner will go quite smoothly, and you all feel well fed and happy and relaxed after a nice social night with no pressures, no stresses, no proposals. It's lovely. Okay, so the next day, Love Day, you will finish your book. And Michal, I believe you're reading Africa's Dark Sects. Was it you? No, was it Florence? I have that in my book. Sorry.
Florence.
Yeah.
Florence, yeah.
Sorry. Florence and Loveday, you will finish Africa's Dark Sects and the Narcotic Manuscripts. Initial read of the Narcotic Manuscripts. Obviously, it is something of a tome, so it would take a long time to read. Let's start with...
Is Africa's Dark Sects quite short?
It is a smaller
because
book.
I only just started reading it.
A more brief initial reading. Let's start with Loveday, as she has been waiting for her Narcotic Manuscripts update for the longest. It's a strange tome, Loveday. It contains strange stories of other worlds, other planets, a mythical place called Hyperborea. It seems to trace its origins to pre-human beings who seeded life on Earth. It includes a few scribbled footnotes on the existence of the city of a great race. And there are references to a great desert on a far southerly continent. Okay. You're going to lose 1d8 sanity, please. And let's start with that and see. Hopefully we don't get another tremendous sand loss out of this.
Sorry, I'm on my iPad for this. There we go.
You lose 4 sanity, Loveday. So it's quite a big hit. It shakes you somewhat, but it's not enough to tip you over an edge or anything like that. How do you think this manifests as you kind of, the last 24 hours or so, as you're kind of piecing together everything you've read and you're cogitating and digesting what you've read? How would it affect Loveday's mood?
I think she is of the upbringing to ruthlessly suppress anything that is not A-OK. It's all going to be fine. So just concentrating so hard on not letting any of it sort of bubble over that she's probably very distracted and not able to finish thoughts very well. Just like, no, I'm just going to put all this into a box very tightly and close the lid and tuck it down somewhere that it's never going to come out. But nobody interrupt me while I'm doing that, or it might all go horribly wrong.
Okay. You gain 3 points of Cthulhu Mythos.
Nice.
And this book has a Mythos rating of 30. So if you do decide to study it for 45 weeks, it will give you the ability to make the equivalent of a Cthulhu Mythos skill checks at 30 to delve in and see if you can pluck out any relevant information from it. But 45 weeks seems prohibitively long.
Got a long time. Yeah. Would I continue to lose sanity?
No. Once you've on a deeper read, I think you do get another sanity loss, but the most you can lose is another 4 points of sanity from this book. Okay.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, I doubt it'll actually do anything in the grand scheme of things. Probably going to be dead long before then. But can I just say I'm continuing?
So you're going to start to study it in more detail and read it during your downtime, etc. Yeah. Okay, so that will be the only book then. You can't do kind of initial reads of other books in the meantime while you're deep diving on a book. Okay. So this has disturbed you, and the effect it's had is to kind of suck you in and you want to learn more. Okay. There are 2 spells in this book that you come across: Contact Winged One and Contact Mind of the Observer.
Interesting.
The Mind of the Observer seems to reference that other race that is hinted at in the book, a ancient pre-human race.
Is there any hint anywhere in any of these books as to how we do these spells?
But if you successfully learn a given spell, you will know how to do it. They are fully instructional, these descriptions of these spells. But like, they're dense. There's a lot of detail. There's a lot of kind of symbols and formulas. There's detailed descriptions of actions and incantations, ingredients, things like that. So to actually learn one of the spells, you need to be able to understand how one of the spells is executed. You need to learn it, which is basically Call of Cthulhu speak for understanding how the spell is to be cast.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
As you've done an initial read of the book, it is possible that you could have tried to digest and understand one of those 2 spells. Do you want to have tried that? Or are you more, this is interesting academically, but I wouldn't want to try?
I think I'd be, certainly the Mind of the Observer one has caught my attention. So I think I'd be not rushing off to try it, but just perhaps taking note of what I would need to do if I decided it was the moment to try and cast a spell.
Okay. So you've tried to fully understand and digest what it means to contact the mind of the observer. Okay. Give me a intelligence roll, please. And it is a hard roll, so you need a hard success.
Oh yeah.
It is fascinating. The book is absorbing. You want to get deeper into it. You want to learn more about all of this stuff. But the dense, detailed contents of the description of the spell, it just, right now you don't have the concentration for it. You're probably a little too busy trying to suppress your emotions around the general content of the book. I would say in around about the same time that it took to do the initial read, so that's 10 days. I will say after 10 days further study of the book, you could attempt again to learn either one of those spells. And every 10 days after, you can try and learn one. As you get more into the detail and the depth of what's in here, it might help you better focus on the contents and the meaning of what's required to cast a spell. Okay. Florence, Africa's Dark Sects. The first book you've read. It's written by explorer Nigel Blackwell during his travels across Africa. It's an odd mix of travelogue and an expose of the ritual practices of a variety of African cults. As we said, it's a wannabe Jackson Elias. Although the notes of his travels were obviously turned into a book, no publisher is listed on the title page. And Blackwell is not a name you've recognized as an author, and none of you were able to kind of recall him. So maybe it's a pseudonym. You are going to lose 1d10 sanity, Florence. You get the best of these things, don't you?
Oh boy. Yep, okay, this is gonna get great.
Okay, so
8.
before you
Well,
reduce
it's
your
great that I
sanity,
just got a bunch
do me a
back.
favor and just make sure that you've refreshed the countdown to indefinite insanity. Yeah?
Yep. Yes, I think we also
and you
haven't
all
done
need to do
the
luck checks as well, by the way. Yes, very
luck
good,
rolls.
So we're all refreshing
indefinite
the
insanity each
sanity,
week.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Also, anybody who is injured, regain 1 hit point.
What's luck? Is it another
if you
D10?
failed your luck check, roll a d10, yeah.
If you fail.
So Bob, you're getting a d10, and Florence, you're getting a d10. Okay, so Florence, you lose 8 points of sanity. We will come back to that in a moment.
Oh, that's like everything that I just got back. That is everything that I just got back.
And you're going to gain 2 points of Cthulhu Mythos. And there is a spell described in here, and this might be what pushes you over the edge somewhat. There's a spell in here called Create Kimba, Ciimba, and from the description of it, this is the very spell that was used to create the zombie creatures which you encountered in the basement. And it goes through the detail of what needs to be done with the intestines, the carving of the symbol, the manner in which the victim has to die. So it hits you quite hard, Lawrence. I'm going to say I'm not going to give you the opportunity to learn that spell. Because with the 8 points of sanity loss,
yeah, I don't think she'd want
to.
I don't think she wants it
around it. I think it's just.
I don't think she wants it, to be honest.
More traumatizes you than anything else.
Yeah.
So we are going to make a intellect check, please, Florence. Intelligence. Sorry.
Intelligence. Yep, and I need to take off the 8 because I hadn't done that yet.
So you get a critical success.
Okay.
You roll a 1 on this test to see.
Oh no.
If your
That's bad, isn't
mind completely processes everything and is able to connect all the dots. So, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah,
you are
clever.
very on the ball.
Too bloody clever.
Absolutely
Too bloody
recognize how
clever.
this ties into the events and your actions of the cult in New York. Dave, your battery is on 20%. Riverside is telling me. Tell them to plug it into a charger so your session doesn't get cut off. They are very dictatorial, Riverside. Okay, so Florence, I'm going to get you to roll 1d10 for me, please. We're going to have a real-time reaction to this as you come toward the last part of the book. You're in the section where it's just describing the spell. The rest is all kind of sunk in. You've processed somewhat. It's disturbed you. You're really feeling it, and you've been kind of getting a little agitated as you read. Probably your state of mind from the conversations over the last couple of days hasn't helped. And you get to this detailed, graphic, intense description of what order the different elements of the intestines need to be pulled out, what organs need to be placed where, etc., etc. And something just goes a little. And could you roll a d10 for me, please? 8. Okay.
I did. There's an 8.
So we're going to have a moment of physical hysterics, an emotional outburst. You become incapacitated from laughing, crying, screaming, etc. You choose. You've been through this before, I think, in the room in Peru. 3 minutes of just hysterics, Florence. And we'll say that Valentine and Loveday are there. Ruby, you probably are you might be helping Mihal with his bath chair as he continues to cruise around the ship, keeping an eye out for people who are trying to surveil you, keeping up that pretense that he's an invalid. And Florence, tell us how this manifests.
The zombies.
What? Where?
The zombies in the zombies in the intestines.
Let me get my
the
shotgun.
Where's the
zombies?
Oh my god! The zombies!
I can't see anything. I can't hear anything.
I can't see any zombies, Florence. Where's the zombies? Where are they?
Florence,
Are they outside?
Florence, get it together. Florence, where are the zombies?
Oh,
God, what do we even do?
This is like what happened in Peru.
God, it's all coming back to Peru today. What should we hug her? I'm not really a hugger.
No, I don't think let's no, I don't want that. Florence,
Cold shower. Let's put her under cold water. Yes. Shock. That'll help.
would that not send her into further shock?
I'm gonna run and find a jug of water and throw it at her.
She doesn't seem to notice. There's little reaction other than maybe she clutches her day coat around her a little more tightly.
Florence, can you hear us?
Florence.
No, there are no
Florence.
zombies.
Weeping uncontrollably as she
No
rocks
zombies. We're on a
back
ship.
and forth.
Is she
We're in
having
the middle
a
of the
weird
ocean.
nightmare?
No,
there
I
are
mean,
no
she's been having
zombies.
those weird dreams.
Zombies.
Florence, it's all right. It's all right. We're in the middle of the ocean. There's no zombies here. I promised you. It's all going to be fine. Here, just hold my hand. It's going to be fine.
Zombies.
I'm sorry, Florence, but I'm going to do this for your own good.
Zombies.
And I'm going to slap her across the face.
Zombies.
Florence, can you hear us?
Florence.
Well, I really thought that would work.
Has it been 3 minutes?
Always work. What?
Has it been 3 minutes?
Once again, this is not medical or psychiatric advice. Hitting people who are in the fits of hysterics is not recommended treatment.
Listen, this is the 1920s. This is what we do, okay?
You're abusive.
100 years ago, this was
You're
much more
abusive.
acceptable practice than it is today.
Look, I tried to
was
be nice
completely
last
out.
time in Peru. I tried to calm you down and stop you us getting caught by the Karen, and then I got body slammed by a priest. So, so this time,
He wasn't a priest yet.
So,
this time we do things differently.
you guys, you realize that there's nothing really that you can do to help her snap out of this, and you're probably kind of having a discussion thinking you might want to fetch the others or seek medical assistance or something when Florence begins to come down out of the state of panic and heightened emotion.
I don't think we should call a doctor. They'll think she's crazy and cart her off to an asylum. I think let's just keep her here and take away these sharp objects.
Yes, and God, yes. You tell you what. You get the gun. I'm going to go get a towel because I'm feeling guilty that she's soggy.
Florence,
and
I'm just going to help you by checking your pockets really quickly. That's okay.
Yes. It's all right. Here, look. We'll wrap a blanket around you. You're lovely and cozy. It's all fine. It's all okay.
Florence, you're starting to come back to
Be
yourself.
a snuggly little shoo-shoo.
The book, it has it says what they did to those people to turn them into those things, those zombies, and it's very detailed, and it's quite disturbing.
I think let's just let's shut that book and put it aside for the moment. Just should we get you a nice cup of tea?
That would be nice.
It's a nice cup of tea.
That would be nice.
And maybe
that would be nice. Yes.
Let's get some biscuits.
Yes, that would be lovely. Yeah. That would be lovely.
How about we have some afternoon tea delivered? We get some nice sugary things.
Yes.
And then we wrap that
good.
book in a scarf and we put it away.
That's a very good idea.
Yes. 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 It's yes. Tea.
Tea. Yes.
Tea would be.
Yes, I'm going to go call for somebody right now. You sit here with Valentine. We'll take some deep breaths, and it's all going to be fine.
Okay. Okay. That's quite frightening. Yes. Be careful with your books because right. Yes.
See, this is
troubling.
Valentine, this is why I'm glad I'm not that clever. You know, I just don't really understand anything I read. It makes life a lot easier.
So I'm meant to be brooding.
Sorry.
You're stopping my brooding.
Sorry. I need to get some tea.
It was quite a savage insult against yourself, Loveday.
Well, if you say it, then nobody else can say it before you do, you know. I'll go get some tea.
Okay, yes, you go get some tea.
I don't know how you bring on a boat. Is there a phone? Do we just go and sort of wave out
you get
the
tea
door?
on a boat.
Is there a pull
Click
for
our fingers.
Someone bring tea.
Just pulling the bell.
A purser
Please,
comes. You know, in first class, you've got not quite individual, but there are dedicated staff, day staff and night staff, and if you call for them, they come, and so you've got quite familiar with the team, and they've got quite familiar with your needs and wants, and so they come quite quick, and they're also familiar with your good tipping, so the tea comes quite swiftly. Do you guys regroup later and have a conversation about this, or do you just allow this to pass by under the carpet and let's move on?
Do we think Florence is in the frame of mind to discuss, or do we need to maybe just move on?
And I know that Florence said that it was disturbing as the zombies were made, but I mean, we also, the state of the zombies, it seemed like it was quite graphic anyway, that they died. But it's good to know that we are in possession of the book, so that, you know, other zombies cannot be made, hopefully. I would like to know more about this author, though. Like, how did they figure out how to do this? And who are they?
Yes, I'm curious too. Let's not ask Florence. Maybe let's save it for tomorrow when she's had a good sleep and see if she's picked up any clues.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to skim along through time for the rest of the journey, unless you guys want to have a conversation with Florence, or unless you all want to talk a little more about the encounter with the Kimba, the zombies, or now, as you know, Florence, they're called Kimba, in the basement of the Juju house.
Kimba.
You might not have. You might not have really touched upon this together and talked about what you experienced. Again, maybe we're keeping that one under the covers. Loveday certainly is probably repressing somewhat. But and if you want to have any conversations about those things, this next few days on shipboard is probably the time to do it. Otherwise, I'm going to slide us along to the 2nd of February. So feel free. Let me know. Yep.
Hey, before we do, Guy, can I start reading another book?
Jeez. Oh, jeez. Are we...
To get a few days head start?
We're very book hungry. Okay, which one were you hoping to pick up, Mick?
If Florence is finished with the Africa's Dark Sex,
Florence is finished. Florence is finished.
Florence isn't touching that book.
No.
Florence isn't going back to that book. Reading is dangerous, kids.
Assuming that she's told us
Reading is
what the skin
dangerous.
revealed, can I just start doing a deep dive on it?
You could start reading a deep dive on it, yeah?
Okay, thanks. How long will that take?
I will tell you now. Africa's Dark Sects is a 6-week deep dive.
May I live that long?
Yes.
My next character is going to be an idiot, by the way.
It's great.
An idiot who knows first aid.
Yeah.
An idiot who's
read.
really good at first aid.
knows no language.
Knows no languages, but knows first aid and how to fire a gun.
It's the perfect kid thing there.
Very practical idiot.
Okay.
Very practical idiot.
The only thing we haven't discussed, I think, is why those zombies were created. Like, what were this cult hoping to achieve? Why did they have 4 zombies in a basement? Does anyone have any inkling?
Excellent question.
A slow army.
Above the table, were the zombies like they were the people who'd been kidnapped?
Yeah.
That's who they
I
were. But
assume
were
so.
there any of the people who'd been kidnapped who weren't zombies? Did we know that?
Were there any signs of the other people being kidnapped? Is that what you were asking?
So all the people who'd been kidnapped, they all got turned into zombies.
No,
like they were.
There were only 4 zombies.
No, I was thinking that
Over the number of years, by the number of disappearances to a month for years, you're pretty sure there were a lot more people taken than that. Whether they got turned into zombies and went off roaming as a zombie army around America, you don't know. But
I thought they all came out the well.
Ruby has posited that perhaps they were all thrown down the well, but nobody ever confirmed that.
See, Mick would probably.
I think it was something much older and eviler down that well. Would be my theory.
I thought it was something else.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Mick came across a reference in Life as a God that the way to bring the god to this world was if enough people were sacrificed to them. I think. That's Mick's memory of what you read.
There was definitely
enough
discussion
souls
of extensive sacrifice. Yes.
Yeah.
Was there a number put on that?
Huh?
Are they close?
No, I don't know. Just enough, 1 million.
Yeah. Just how imminent this might be if they've had that long to keep sacrificing people. That's stacking up quite quickly.
Yeah, Life as God describes all manner of unspeakable acts, describing a hidden throne room in the bent pyramid. But unspeakable acts such as killings and sacrifices, yes, for the Pharaoh of Darkness, but not specifically toward bringing anybody to this world.
Maybe it was your man, that professor.
Yeah, you know that the professor talked to you about the kinds of sacrifices required by some of these rituals did extend into quite large numbers.
Should we have a quick chat about what we're going to do when we get to London?
Probably a good idea.
So I think talking to the Scoop people, talking to. I mean, the original reason we were going to London was the
Penhew
Foundation.
Penhew Foundation. Not Pembridge Scholars, that's the mummy. But you see association. The Penhew Foundation. So that's another.
We could hit up the I can't remember the name of the
Potential
library, the big library in London, to see if there's anything about bent pyramids.
The big library.
The big library.
That one.
That one. Yeah.
Does anybody have any
There's the
preference?
Egyptian
Especially
room
being
at
a
the British
character.
Museum.
Does anyone have any preference about who goes where? Sorry, I'm trying to do a big thick country Mick voice because I forgot. Rather than all 5 of us descending on everybody.
Yeah, I think a 3 and a 2 are fairly standard approach.
I'd like to visit Gavigan, Edward Gavigan. I'd like to be on that side if I could. That's the Penhew.
The Penhew guy, yeah.
Which Penhew, Cap.
I'd probably send Loveday to Penhew as well because she's push. He's probably push.
That sounds fair.
That's a.
And also, the Scoop
should
writes
we do
terrible
the-
things about me, so I wouldn't.
So
want to go
are we
there.
saying?
Wait till
I
they
was
get
about to say,
along
you got
about
the
Bradford.
Telegraph.
Or Bradford.
So are we saying?
Just speaking.
Are
of
we
which, I probably better-
saying?
That's definitely going in the
journalists
tabloids.
and a PI to the Scoop, and our dynamic duo and Mick
Miscellaneous
to Penhew.
Penhew Foundation.
Yeah.
Is that how we're splitting?
That sounds
That
like a
works.
plan. Yes.
That's the working plan. You don't necessarily have to stick to that all the way through. We come to the 2nd of February. Our wonderful ship, RMS Aquitania, glides into port in Southampton without any issue or problem. You all disembark, feeling in some ways lighter than when you boarded, a little more easy of soul and spirit, and in some ways, some of you a little more anxious, some slightly darker clouds as you process all that you've read. You board a train from Southampton to London, tug, overnight to late at night to London, and you arrive in London. Loveday, you keep an apartment. We've talked about this 3-bathroom apartment in London, haven't we? Townhouse or apartment?
I think I had it as an apartment in Kensington, but given that it's ended up with 3 bathrooms, it might need to be a townhouse.
It could be a multi-level. You could have a number of floors.
Maisonette.
But up to you. If a townhouse is easier, that's fine. And you would have enough bedrooms to easily manage having everyone stay with you if you intend to stay at your own home. If you'd rather not, once again, taint your life in general with the dangers of what you've been going through, maybe you go to a hotel instead. It's up to you.
Mm-hmm. I think me as the player, I'd rather go to a hotel because Loveday is very fond of her apartment, but also, this is London. Who's going to hurt me in London?
Ooh.
This is my city. It's going to be fine. Everyone, come stay. I've got rooms aplenty.
Okay. So the night of the 2nd of February, you go to Loveday's lovely house in Kensington. Even after knowing Loveday for so long, those of you who have not visited before, so everyone but Ruby, you are still somewhat shocked by the level of wealth, the ridiculous size and ostentatiousness of this house for a single woman living by herself in one of the wealthiest and most expensive parts of London. It's somewhat staggering, but it probably doesn't reduce your comfort and enjoyment of staying there. None of you are intensely socialist, I believe. So you stay over with Loveday and make yourselves at home. Begin a little bit of unpacking. And Tuesday morning, the 3rd of February, 1925. You arise bright and early, go about your business, prepare yourselves for the day, and are we immediately splitting up and going our various directions? Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
I think, could I have I think I ought to write a letter to my parents to tell them I've got engaged before they read about it in the newspaper, just in case
You could have sent a telegram from
later.
ship, or you could have written them a proper letter.
I think I'll wait to get home and then just write the letter.
So we're assuming that the wire from New York did not get here ahead of you, right?
Hoping so, yeah.
Very good.
It's fine. Like, they take forever, right?
Okay.
It's fine. It's gonna be fine.
So we shall start with let's start with the Penhew Foundation. Okay. Particularly because Loveday has already contacted the Penhew Foundation and did seem a little sour that she hadn't received a response yet. So I'm keen to see
Can
how
I check,
she.
Guy, are we armed? Have we successfully brought our weaponry?
Oh, weaponry. Yes, that's a very good point. So coming into England,
Do we have weaponry?
if you have a shotgun, which Valentine seems to have stolen from Lieutenant Poole. There are no questions asked as long as you're not toting it around the place. A shotgun is not a firearm. It's a necessary tool.
It's a farming
Exactly. If anybody else is carrying any other kind of firearm, you need to be sure you have the relevant permits. Loveday, you have any permanent permit.
I definitely would.
Regarding firearms, okay? Enough time and money has got into
I love being
making
rich.
sure that you can have a firearm with you. Florence, you're a private investigator. You have shown yourself responsible. You have a permit to have a firearm. Micheál O'Sullivan is about as far as could possibly be from anyone who would have a permit to carry a firearm in England.
Well, he did used to be in the army, but also the Irish Republican Army. So, I mean, I don't think he's particularly concerned. He might, if he had a permit, he might rip it up.
And Ruby, I don't see any reason, unless while you were practicing with Loveday in the 4 years from 1921 to 1925, if you want to have taken the time and put in the effort to have Loveday get you a permit at that point, you could also have a permit to carry a firearm. Otherwise, it's a long and involved process, so it would be not worth trying.
Yeah, I'm sure Loveday's hooked me up prior.
Yeah.
No.
It's probably a birthday present one year, a gun and a permit.
No,
Yeah, that would totally be what Loveday would do for birthdays. Here's a gun.
A pearl necklace, a gun,
Birthday
and a
Ruby,
permit.
my
A gun with some jewels encrusted on the sides of it.
Yeah, it would have a little R in
Glam.
diamonds on the I don't know
Yeah.
the word
Oh,
for
at the
it.
time
Yeah.
they had those the ones with like the beautiful. Yeah, they made really beautiful guns in the way that you don't get now.
Yeah.
Like if you had
Custom
money, they
gun.
were pretty ones.
I have
Custom pretty
an
gun.
ant gun as well.
You don't make a huge amount of fuss about the other things you're bringing in, and nobody interrogates you too vigorously. Loveday, your name does a lot to smooth things along here. Plus a couple of well-deserved tips to the right people. The mummified tongue is probably transported wrapped in something and kept somewhere secret where it's not like in your handbag where it'll be noticed immediately, right? Okay. So besides that, there's nothing else particularly inflammatory. It's not an era where carrying foreign relics into the country raises any eyebrows.
Especially England.
It's bring them in.
Oh my god.
All your loot
You want
belongs
some
to us.
loot? Bring in more loot. We want all of the loot. Come on, loot.
Okay. Apologies to any English people watching. We do not mean any offence.
It's English people who said it, so it's okay.
Yeah.
We're allowed to say it. It's not
Okay,
offensive if we say it. you send this, type the messages into the chat, and then we'll say it.
Okay, so it's the morning of the 3rd of March. We are all getting ourselves prepared.
To the February?
3rd of February. Yes, I'm reading the dates in American format somehow. We are all preparing ourselves, and we're going to start with a visit to the Penhew Foundation. Okay. The Penhew Foundation is in central London, Tottenham Court Road. It's I take it you are going to be taking taximeter cabs, fine London black cabs, and not jumping on the tube and walking from place to place. Lovely. Okay. I see. Yes. Okay. Apologies for even suggesting. Okay.
Peasants.
You arrive outside a high Victorian building. It is a smaller, less in height, fewer stories, that is, than the buildings to either side, but it seems quite grander in scale. You walk up to the door. There's an iron fence around the building at front and rear. Doorman at the front door gives you a good once over as you walk up. Doesn't say anything. Doesn't give any kind of indication that he has any concerns as you walk through the door. And just inside the main entrance, you come to a desk, and there is a woman, maybe in her mid to late 40s, sitting. She looks quite relaxed, not the harried attendant or bureaucrat that you've become accustomed to in the US. Much more at her ease. She looks up with a little smile as you walk in. Good morning. Now to double check, it's Mihal,
Who's doing the
Loveday, and Ruby, right?
Yes.
Loveday, I think you better say something posh.
Sorry, I'm just I've completely forgotten what we've come here for. So
We're here to see Edward Gavigan. Edward Gavigan.
Thank you.
That's all we know.
Good morning. How do you do?
Good morning. Yes, quite well. How are you?
Yes, very well, thank you. I'm actually hoping you might be willing to do me a bit of a favour. I'm very much hoping to speak to Edward Gavigan, you see.
I see. Yes. Unfortunately, all appointments with Mr. Gavigan are handled by Thomas Kinnery, Mr. Gavigan's private secretary. Have you an appointment? Have you contacted Mr. Kinnery already?
No, I'll be honest, this is the first we're hearing his name. I would love to get in touch with him if you can give me any details, or perhaps show me up to him now.
Just a moment. She rings a little bell beside her chair, and a young man, maybe in his late teens, maybe 20, pops out from a corridor down below. Yes. Would you go up and tell Mr. Kinnery that some people are here and they want to speak to him? They're wondering if he might have some time. I will do. And he trots off up the stairs. Yes, so you're not here to visit the museum or anything like that?
Well, we'd have great interest in the museum, but to be quite honest with you, we're here in the hopes that Mr. Gavigan will be able to give us some information about the Carlisle expedition, as we're quite good friends of Erica Carlisle, as you see, and she's just asked us to try and gather some more information about her brother and what happened.
I apologize. I became a little distracted there. Did you say Carlisle?
Yes, are you all right? Can we
I'm
fetch
fine.
you
I'm
anything? A glass of
fine.
water,
Just
perhaps?
That's fine. Let's leave it to Mr. Kinnery. It's not important. Nothing. She purses her lips a little and gives you another look up and down. And what did you say your name was again, Miss?
My name's Lavender Jones.
Oh, very good, Miss Jones. And your companions, Mihal, are we wearing our collar or incognito?
Yeah.
And
why
you,
not?
Father?
Why not? It can be disarming. My name is Father Ted.
I see, Father Ted.
You're killing me.
And the young lady who appears to be having an apoplectic fit.
Christine. Nice to meet you.
Okay, very good. I've made note of your names. If Mr. Kinnery... Oh! Here's Terence now. Terence, what... Oh. Mr. Kinnery will see you. Please follow Terence upstairs. The young man beckons you and leads you up to an office upstairs. You're brought to quite a small office, kind of off the main corridor. And when you come in, there's a young, a kind of you immediately get the sense of quite an officious kind of person, a bit of an, could almost say like a toady. He's kind of tall in frame. He's got a small frame, but his pinstripes are designed to make him look taller. Pointy nose, angular features. Yes, come in. What can I do for you?
Good morning, Mr. Kinnery. My name's Lavender Jones. These are my companions, Christine and Father Ted. We understand you're the man to talk to if we'd like an audience with Mr. Gavigan.
An audience. Yes, that sounds about right. Look, Mr. Gavigan is very busy, I'm afraid, unless you've been in touch in advance, or we have some reason that we want to expedite the meeting. It's very unlikely you're going to get to see him. I'd almost say this side of Christmas.
Oh, goodness. Gosh, he's a terribly important man to be so busy. We totally understand.
Sorry, what
We
did
are
you say your
hoping
name
that
was
just
again?
As a favour, he might be willing to...
You have me at a disadvantage.
My name's Lavender Jones. I'm a friend... yes, Lavender Jones. And your name, sir?
Thomas Kinnery,
You're
as
Mr.
you were
Kinnery,
told
no?
downstairs.
Kinnery, yes. Yes. Wonderful. We're actually here because we have recently made the acquaintance of Erica Carlisle, and she's asked us to see if we can find out a little bit more about what happened to her brother. And we are very much hoping that Mr. Gavigan may be able to just spare 5 minutes to talk us through what he knows.
Well, I very much doubt that, I'm afraid. He is a very busy man, as I've said. I don't really see that there's anything that's going to change this. Kinnery. My name is Kinnery.
Sorry, above the table, you know the card that we have on the board? Is that from Jackson Elias's dash? Okay, so potentially we could, yeah.
1 second, sorry.
You take your time, Mr. Kinnery.
He's just making a couple of notes. It seems like he's writing something important down. He's looking at a little notebook, a little journal, and making notes, and looks back up at you. Sorry, are you still here?
Yeah, we want to see the man upstairs.
As you
Mr.
said,
Kinnery.
yes. And could you please help me understand why it's important?
There's been a number of
Well-
murders in New York, Mr. Kinnery.
Including our good friend Jackson Elias.
And Mr. Edward Gavigan's business card was found on a body, and when we called to inquire about why, he made no response. I dare say he'll be hearing from the police fairly soon. I think it'll be of interest to him to hear from us.
You say you've contacted Mr. Gavigan already? I somehow doubt that.
I believe he was
All
contacted.
communications with Mr. Gavigan go through me.
Well, then you'll be the one who's implicated. Come on now. Somebody else do the talking before I get us into another idea.
Are you perhaps working with the police? Is that it?
Not yet. We'd prefer not to be. We were rather hoping we could get this all resolved before we have to bother with any of that unpleasantness.
Good one.
One second. I have other matters.
I wasn't sure if this was Kinnery note
Yes,
taking.
he's once again back to taking his, working away, taking his notes, and paying you as little attention as he possibly can at this stage. Honestly, I don't really see that there's much you can give me here. I have to say, I'm not aware of any communication you might have tried to make with Mr. Gavigan, and I'm inclined to think this is a little bunkum. So I would suggest that perhaps you leave this with me, and I will put it to him and see if maybe he wants to arrange an appointment with you at a later date.
Yes, you see, Mr. Kinnery, the problem with that is we tried that last time, and it's been about 3 weeks since we made that call, and we never heard back, so you can understand why we might be reluctant to leave the matter and just go. And
The door opens without any notice or warning, and Kinnery kind of gives a little start and looks up like he's not accustomed to people barging into his office. And a man walks in. He is description for you. He is slim, superbly dressed, slightly balding, manicured nails, clean shaven. He looks quite elegant and dignified. Mr. Gavigan, show thyself.
Oh, it's Gavigan.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise I was interrupted.
Mr. Gavigan, yes, I was just having these folks leave so that I could bring you a little information about them, and we could arrange an appointment for another time. I'm sure you don't need to bother yourself right now, of course.
Gavigan looks at the wristwatch on his wrist. I have a little time. Please, come into my office.
He grabs his diary, starts looking. You do?
I think we can make some time.
Oh, well, that is rather splendid. Thank you,
Please,
Mr. Gavigan.
this way.
I'm Lavender Jones. Thank you.
Lavender.
How do you do? It's lovely to meet you.
Very well.
It'll be all right.
Yes,
We have time.
of course it will. I'll move things around for you, sir.
Pop the door and bring the folks into a slightly more lavish office, I imagine.
A much nicer office. Mr. Gavigan leads you into his office. Magnificent wood-paneled office. Give me a spot hidden, all of you, as you walk in.
A regular failure for me.
Yeah, failure.
Okay, and Mihal. Okay,
Just getting it.
none of you notice anything unusual or untoward. But Mr. Gavigan, Edward Gavigan, you do notice that you've left the safe open as you come in.
Ah, pardon me. Better safe than sorry. Push it down.
What a fantastic joke. Wonderful.
Well, listen, I don't want to. I don't want to annoy my secretary too much. You have me at a disadvantage. You are
Lavender Jones and my companions, Christine and Father Ted. We've recently come from New York, Mr. Gavigan. If you don't mind, I'll cut to the chase so we don't waste too much of your time. Were good friends of Mr. Jackson Elias, and we were the ones who sadly discovered his body. And when we found him, he had your business card in the pocket of his suit, and we are just very much hoping to understand why.
Gavigan's been standing, and at this point he sits down in his seat and sits back. That's. I'm so sorry. That must have been difficult. I can only imagine.
Mr. Gavigan, would you roll a psychology check, please?
I will try. Can see it. Normal roll.
Yeah. This young lady seems to be giving you a pseudonym, covering her identity a little. Which, I mean, if she's dealing with a murder, that's, could be reasonable.
Ah. Oh, this is awkward. Are you by any chance the group that was in touch with Erica Carlyle?
Do you know Miss Carlyle?
Well, yes. She wired me to to expect you, I think. If it is the same group, I'm afraid I don't quite recall the names.
Yes, I suppose you've caught us out. I'm terribly sorry to have lied, but I'll be honest with you, we've really had a time of it. We've had all sorts of people trying to kill us in New York, and we thought we'd better play it safe here. But yes, I'll be honest, I'm Loveday, and these are my good friends, Ruby and Father Mihal. He really is a priest, I promise, that's not a lie.
Father?
Miss Carlyle did provide Loveday's surname, and so you are aware from her name who she is.
Miss Llewellyn, we are privileged to have you here. I don't suppose you're here to make a donation.
Well, I suppose I could be persuaded, but I would need to be persuaded, Mr. Gavigan.
Well, that is the very bread and butter of my business here. We have a business meeting. Fantastic. That'll make my secretary very happy. If you will.
Good, I do live to make Mr. Kinnery happy. He really is quite the guard dog.
Tell me, there were others in your party, if I'm not mistaken. Erica described you as a rather colourful bunch. Certainly not the type we get in here, much more the academic type. Not to besmirch you, of course, I'm sure you're all very well educated. At this point, we might throw a little glance at Mihal.
I'm going to notice the glance, but not say anything about it because I don't want to start another fight or give Mick an excuse to start another fight, more accurately.
Just brush over it really quick.
Yeah. Yes, well, I'm delighted that Erica's been in touch with you. We did spend some time with her, and we are indeed a party of 5, but we're really just trying to get to the bottom of this awful business with our friend Elias. So we've divided and conquered today. Our friends have gone off to try and get in touch with a journalist, I think they were off to. But yes, you don't have any notion, Mr. Gavigan, of why your business card might have been in Mr. Elias's pocket.
Oh yes, I do indeed have a notion. I met with Mr. Elias. Let me see. Hold on. He takes out a file, starts flicking through. I believe that would have been November, if I'm not mistaken, 1924. He made an appointment. He was, I believe, writing something up on the Carlisle expedition. Came to us as sponsors of the expedition for background material. We had a meeting. I gave him what details I had, and well, that's the last I saw of him before I heard the rather awful news.
How did he sing?
Well, I don't know authors. I don't know writers as such, but he seemed determined. He was on a. I suppose he had the spark of inspiration, if you will. He was working on something clearly.
And what did you tell him about the Carl expedition? What were you able to information were you able to furnish him with?
Well, here's a. May I be honest with you?
Please.
Always.
The expedition, while tragic, the end is not necessarily the most damaging element of the expedition. There are reputations at stake here, and I don't mean to be indelicate, but I'm not sure that dredging this stuff up is a good idea.
Ruby, message.
Are you worried about Penhew's reputation or your own reputation?
Ruby, private message
Jim?
in Roll20. Sorry.
Now, Mick, let's not get into questions like that, I think.
Oh, sorry, I don't mean to be. I can come across very belligerent, Mr. Gavigan. I don't mean to, you know. Whose reputation are you worried about, is what I'm wondering.
Well, the members of the expedition, obviously, themselves are not open to any salacious material at this point, although their loved ones, their families, those who remain, are still potentially at risk of, well, I just don't want to do any damage to those who've been so damaged already.
Are you talking about Erica?
Well, yes. Sorry, before we go any further, I need to understand what your interest in all of this is.
Well, you know, it's funny you should bring that up, because we spent a few days with Erica up in her compound, for want of a better word, and you know, we had a good old talk about it, and I can certainly understand why you're concerned. You know, she told us everything she knew, and she really wanted to help us out, and I'd say she rang ahead to let you know that we were on the trail. I mean, basically, Jackson himself has asked us to try and do what we can to see what get to the truth of what's been going on.
Jackson has asked you?
Well, beforehand, before he passed away, he left a message for us.
Oh,
asking us to continue his investigations, you know.
Oh.
That's why we were in New York. He'd written to ask us all to join him. We worked with him some years ago, and he had got in touch to say he was on the trail of something, and it was to do with the Carlisle expedition, whatever it was, and whatever it was seems to have been what's killed him. So we're now extremely invested in finding out just what's going on in this huge tangle.
I'm sorry, you what he has found about the Carlisle expedition was the cause of his death?
We believe so.
That's why it's so important that we find out what exactly it was you told him.
You understand how even this is potentially scandalous. This must be backed by more than simple suspicions or a word of mouth. This is something that must have hard evidence.
if we were to go public with it, we'd have to back it up. But we've no intention of doing that. You know,
We're not in it
just
for the
trying to
scandal,
find
Mr. Gavigan. We want to know what happened. For our own sakes, he was our good friend.
Mr. Gavigan, as you consider one more quick psychology
Gavigan,
check for me, please.
Okay. At this point, Gavigan is going to get up and go and pour a drink. But would anyone like a drink?
Yes, please.
Ruby would.
Yes,
Yeah.
Ruby always wants a drink. Yes.
I'm fine. I still the communion wine myself.
Okay, another hard success. The young lady who hasn't spoken yet, Edward, as she says yes, I would like a drink. There's a strange, a little bit of a tremor in her voice. How else might this be manifesting, Ruby? Any other signs of nervousness he might pick up on with a hard success on psychology?
Bit fidgety, looking around, exits, you know.
I'll pour the drinks, and Edward will place the drinks on little glass side tables beside each person. And as he puts it down beside Ruby, he's just going to observe her for just a second. Are you quite all right?
Yeah, of course, I'm fine.
Please,
You?
have a drink.
Pleasure.
Well, I can't doubt your fervour. You mentioned Miss Carlyle was interested in getting to the bottom of all this, and I'm sure with Elias's business, that's no doubt seeking some kind of closure is high on her agenda. But it was her herself who, well, I'm sure she didn't want me to disclose, but she is the one concerned about her reputation. So you will understand the need to keep this stuff very, very quiet.
Of course.
Well, Mr. Gavigan, have you read any reports in the papers the last couple of weeks about disturbance in New York after the murders?
After the murders, well, no, I dare say I rather didn't want to read much more after that. Why?
Well, you'll notice there was no mention made of zombies in a cellar, and yet we fought 4 zombies in a cellar, and we have not told anybody until we're telling you now. So you can see we really can keep a secret.
Oh, yes. Well, I do have another appointment coming up, so let me give you a brief of what I told Elias, and if we wish to talk again, we can schedule another appointment.
Feel free to make another psychology check if you'd like, Edward Gavigan. This seems to be a skill that is getting a great work out today from this group.
Yeah. No.
She seems quite earnest, but I mean, maybe she's just good at covering her lies.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be brusque, but well, we are scientists here. We are men of research and truth, and I'm afraid zombies are not what you saw.
Now, Edward, zombies is just a word. You know, we saw people who had been severely brain damaged.
Well, that is another matter.
That's what she means. It's a figure of speech.
You understand how, in the field of Egyptology, there is much suspicion and superstition. Talk of curses and what have you. I'm somewhat sensitive to penny dreadful editorializing.
Oh, we're very sorry. We didn't mean to give that impression. The point she was making.
I read too many novels,
We're
Mr.
good
Gavigan,
at.
I'm sorry.
We're good at keeping things quiet. We don't create scandal. The fact of the matter is, the scandal that you're referring to, that began with the Carlisle expedition, is ongoing. It hasn't stopped. It's led to Jackson's murder. It's led to a number of murders. And it's not going to go away. We need help if we're to survive it ourselves and if we're to stop it from embarrassing Erica. She hasn't contained it, and being quiet about it won't contain it. Also, by the way, professionally, you might be interested in seeing a couple of artefacts from a scientific point of view that we've come across in our travels. Some very strange, which we believe might be related to Egypt, but that's by the by. We can talk about that afterwards.
Of course.
Let's stick to the matter in hand.
I think they're Peruvian, but okay.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you what I told Elias.
At that point, before you dive into that, let's maybe just take a quick break. I need a quick bio break, and maybe we can all take a breath, and we might come back and jump into a little bit of time with the scoop. Give poor Edward Gavigan time to acclimatize himself to the kind of group we have here and the interesting folks he's dealing with, and we'll be right back.
I don't know what you mean.
It's a lot for a guy.
Fun then. I just like you immediately went in with the mention.
We're lying. We're not lying anymore.
Really?
There's zombies.
You adapted
not really
so
zombies.
well, but just telling them about the zombies.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Well, I tried lying, it didn't work, so
my
it's honesty.
So, in the meantime, as this conversation is going on with Edward Gavigan in the Penhew Foundation, our two ladies, our private investigator and our journalist, have headed off on a mission which would be quite close to their comfort zone, to go and talk to Mahoney at the Scoop, whoever that may be. Okay, and so, ladies, you've got this link from Jonah Kensington. He's told you that Mickey Mahoney, or Mahoney, was someone that Jackson Elias knew, and it could be useful. And this being a sensationalist kind of scandal rag, you're probably a little curious to see. Maybe it was kind of in Elias's wheelhouse. This is the kind of stuff that he would have been keeping an eye on. So you go to the offices of the Scoop. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to make sure I have the where of the Scoop. Third floor of a shabby building in Fleet Street. Okay, so you head off to Fleet Street. Florence, you're very much familiar with where you're going, and you come to as I say, it's a much more shabby building than many around it. The door is not attended. You go in. There is an elevator, a lift. When you go up the lift to the third floor, you get off. You're in a kind of bare corridor lit by a kind of single white bulb hanging from the ceiling. This is not how things are normally presented these days. Very kind of rough and ready. You go down the corridor and there's a door with kind of a glass cutout, but can't see much. It looks like there's a sheet of newspaper, a few sheets of newspaper just plastered across the back side of this glass cutout, and a small kind of handwritten card is stuck to the door, about the same level as the handle, and written in capital letters with quite a bold hand in pencil, is the words "The Scoop."
Florence, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What does this word mean, scoop?
Oh, so it's an English word for a journalistic story. If you told the story first, you got the scoop.
But is scooping not to do with the food? Like you scoop at the...
Yes, but
food?
it's non-literal. It's non-literal.
Why would it be non-literal?
It's just what they say. Some phrases in English are not literal. Metaphor, you see. Well, you know, the English are funny. They're funny like that. They're strange, the English.
I do agree on that point.
They're quite strange, the English. Okay, so we go.
I've dropped. I'm gonna drop a little image into Discord
Okay.
here of kind of the scene you walk into, but for now,
Okay.
you've opened Valentine's eyes to the nature of a scoop, and you're still standing out here outside this door. There seems to be little to no activity. It's quite dead.
Is this how English newspapers normally look?
Not typically,
Usually a lot
no.
more professional and active.
They're a lot nicer than this.
Do we knock? Do we go in? Maybe we just go in.
Yeah.
Open the door and just step in to the offices of the scoop. Immediately, there's a change. You walk through the door and there's a kind of a bustle and a bit of noise. It must be quite a solid door. Certainly couldn't hear any of this activity from outside. But a waft of warm air hits you. It has quite a bit of an odor to it and a significant quantity of tobacco smoke. You're gonna have to blink
this
for a
is more
moment.
like it.
Yes, Valentine. This is much more what you're accustomed to. Here we go. And inside you can hear it's not a hubbub. There's not a lot of people in there, you wouldn't say, but definitely a few voices are chatting. One voice raised. No, that's not what it is. That's not what it is at all. So you just step in. And, as I say, I've dropped a little image for you of kind of scenery you step into. There seems to be a couple of offices back toward the back of this room. In the main area, there's several desks, typewriters on every surface. There's like sometimes two typewriters to a desk. Looks like people may have been pairing up and writing side by side or kind of across corners of desks. Stacks of paper, stacks of news clippings. There's cork boards with clippings up, and even a couple of kind of almost like murder boards with string tied between different elements. There's maybe 5 or 6 people in here moving around quite quickly. A few of them look up as you come in, and a young man with kind of close cropped red hair trots over. Morning.
Good morning. We are looking for Mr. Mahoney.
Ah, that'll be my uncle. Yes, come in. This way. And he brings you. He's got a bit of an accent. You pick up a little bit of an Irish accent, but the most is you think is strongly London accent. But the kind of mix just makes him sound a little different. And he leads you through between the desks and down toward the back, where there's a couple of, as I said, office doors. He opens one. Uncle, a couple of people here for you. Send them in. Come on. No time for messing around and waiting. Just keep things moving, will you, Desmond? You keep them going out there. Make yourself useful, lad.
I like this guy. To To the
You too.
Cheese.
Come on in. You step in.
Yeah, thank you very much.
The guy at the desk in front of you, is a quite a heavy set chap, kind of waistcoat, tie, slightly rumpled and kind of worn looking shirt on. Got a cigar in the corner of his mouth. He's got a shock of unruly red hair. He's quite florid, sort of unshaven, and he pushes aside a couple of folders and stacks of paper as you come in. Right, let's make this quick now. Come on. What can I do for you, ladies?
We're here to talk to you about We're here to talk to you about Jackson Elias.
Oh. Here, close the door. Can you close the door behind you? Right, have a seat then, ladies. Sorry, I'm sometimes a bit pressed for time and lose my manners a wee bit. If you hear about Elias, first I have to check. Are you journalists?
I am a journalist.
But we're not here. I'm a private
Penhew.
investigator, but we're not here as journalists. We're not reporting on this.
Yeah, you're in a personal capacity as we were close
Yeah,
personal friends.
but you're a
of
journalist.
Mr.
You're always a
Elias.
journalist. Doesn't stop, doesn't turn off.
Well, you're a
Aye,
journalist
sure,
too.
but I'm not the one coming here to ask me questions, am I?
Well, we were told that you might be able to help us.
Yeah,
with,
what I'm checking
helping to solve Mr. Jackson's.
is well, what I say be showing up in the papers. Wait,
Not
you're
unless you
French,
read
are
it.
you?
No.
Yes.
Nah, right. I don't care if
like French.
my words show up in a French newspaper. I just don't want what I tell you to show up in a newspaper in England before I get to print it. Not that I'll be printing any of the stuff, but I discussed with Elias, out of respect for
So
him.
you're being very confusing.
But I don't want it to.
I'm glad
Yes.
to hear it.
People have said I can be a bit confusing, yeah. Anyway, so questions. You've questions.
Yes, Jonah Kensington told us that you were a good friend of Jackson Elias.
Right, so.
We were with. Well, unfortunately, we were the ones that found the body,
Ooh.
and
You got a bit of a
we
scoop for me?
are looking to.
Anything the press hasn't already turned up over there?
We're not going to tell you anything about that. Nothing the press hasn't already told.
All right.
We
Pulls over a notebook.
are
toward him.
looking to continue the investigation. That we just want to know if you talked with him about anything before he passed away.
Oh, I did. We had a few good chats. Had a few drinks. He seemed a bit out of sorts. wasn't quite himself. I've known him a while. I've had a call to interview him about his books. Trying to drum up a bit of interest in the occult stuff here. It sells papers. The more excitement there is about the occult, the more my papers will sell.
What specific topic about the occult
He was big into cults. Yeah.
were you writing about?
So, anytime he released a new book about a cult, I was like, okay, tell me about it. Let's get something in the papers.
Anything he told you that never made it to print?
Not much. He wasn't really one for off the record, our Jackson.
Fair point.
No on the QT, on the hush hush down low, none of that, no. How about you folks? You seem a little bit more of the on the QT types.
I don't know
A
about
roving
that.
journalist from France
did
and
you,
a
say you
private
lost-
investigator from up north. The accent,
Birmingham.
oh yeah. Is that where your family is? There's something in the accent there, young lady.
All around.
Anyway, look, yes, what did I talk to Elias about? Right, you don't seem like the kind who are looking to make a quick buck. Although, I tell you what, if you wanted to make a few bucks, you were in New York, right? Bucks is the right word, isn't it?
I believe so.
So if you wanted to make a few quid or a few buck, if you come up with anything here in London or anywhere in England on your investigations or wherever, if you bring it to me first, I'll give you £15. Valentine, that's not bad.
It seems like an awful
Yeah.
lot.
There's good money in news. The more salacious, the better.
They would do. Is that the
Saucy,
kind of
gruesome.
topics you write about?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Oh,
Sure. We're called The Scoop. What do you think we're writing about? And what Jane Doe or Loveday Llewellyn said to her boyfriend or her fiance. Do you know she's getting engaged, by the way? That Loveday Llewellyn one. It came over the wire a couple of days ago.
I had no idea. But
Doesn't matter.
Keep
Yeah,
up
you
the
probably
gossip.
wouldn't be familiar with the British society anyway. Yeah. So anyway, as I was saying, you get me something salacious, something actually meaty, and yeah, £15, no problem.
Mhm. Excellent. But you never actually mentioned what you spoke to Jackson about. Surely
Yeah,
there's
he
something
promised me there was a
salacious in
story about an evil cult operating in the heart of London.
there. Oh, an
Yeah,
evil cult.
in London, of all places. Now, I'm not fully sold 100% on this. I have a feeling now we might be dealing with a little less on the accuracy and rigor, shall we say, than Elias usually want. He didn't write about cults in England before, so I was thinking maybe he was just running short on material for his books and thought he'd write something somewhere convenient, like where he didn't need to be traipsing around the jungle.
But could you share details of what he said? Even if it's nonsense?
He didn't say much. He didn't mention the name of a cult or anything. He was a bit. He wasn't, like I said, he wasn't himself. He was a bit out of sorts and a bit more suspicious than he normally is. A bit more tight-lipped, even over a couple of drinks. He did want to go through our back issues, and he did pick out some stories that he thought were relevant. I think you're welcome to have a look through. There's only a couple
Yes,
now.
of
I can,
course.
I'll get Dermot
Be helpful to see the stories that,
Desmond. I'll get my nephew Desmond to pull out the articles for you.
Thank you very much.
I think they're ones I wrote myself.
And I imagine being a man with such a successful paper that you must have informants all over London.
Well, now that'd be telling, wouldn't it? That was a glass of whiskey, by the way.
But,
He's taking a few sips from. You notice he hasn't offered a drink.
Have there been... I know. I don't think I
It's
would accept one. But have there been any unusual deaths recently?
Recently, unusual deaths in London. There's always unusual deaths. Anything specific? You mean in the kind of murders and culty kind of stuff?
Oh, just any kind of salacious, gruesome murders.
Here in London. There was something. Elias went off with one of my articles and some papers of his own tucked under his arm and went to talk to the cop that was investigated, the officer who was investigating it. I could tell you more probably when if Desmond, he gives a holler and his nephew pops his head back in. Yes, Uncle. Go on. I need you to run down. You know those articles your man Elias was looking at. Come on. You know the ones. It'll be written down. The ones he was pulling out of the archives. He took photostatic copies with him. Oh, I remember. I had to do the copying, didn't I? Yeah, that was a fun afternoon. Just back off and go and pull them out and bring them up here for these. All right, we'll do. We'll so. Back in a few minutes. He pops off. Now, when he comes back, I'll tell you who the detective. I think is named the investigator. Is named in the article. When he comes back, it's an Inspector Barrington, I think. Anyway, yeah, Elias dashed off to talk to him. I didn't see him again. It was kind of the last time he was here. Didn't get much thanks for the help or anything like that either. He, as I say, wasn't himself. He was usually good for taking me out to dinner or, buying me a few drinks. A few drinks, or maybe dinner. Right, so.
Yes.
See, point taken.
That seems like.
Perhaps we could take you out for a few drinks and we could discuss more.
Absolutely lovely. Drinks. I'd love that. That's a fabulous idea. Why didn't I think of that myself? Yes. We could get out of this musty, smoky office and get down to a musty, smoky pub and have a few drinks. That'd be absolutely brilliant.
Excellent.
Tonight?
But you may have to push
sure,
away
I'll
because
find somewhere nice.
Could you recommend a place?
Yeah, definitely. I'll recommend somewhere nice. Do you want cheap or fancy or comfy or quiet?
Where would be the best place for a couple of intellectual people to discuss certain topics?
Okay, go to the library bar or something like that, I suppose. I was thinking more somewhere we could have a couple of quiet ones in the corner and maybe play some darts and okay. Suppose the library bar would be fine.
Ooh,
that might be more sociable.
That sounds fun.
Oh, that would be enjoyable.
We may bring a few friends.
Bring as many as you like, as long as they're on the know. Don't want to be messing around and saying things to one table and then shifting over and talking other things to other people. If I'm talking shop, I like to talk shop.
Oh, they're very good at talking shop too.
Good stuff. All right. Any other questions while we wait for Desmond to come back?
How did you meet Jackson Elias?
Years ago now. Fine question. I think there was an article in the paper that he had some questions about, and he just came in, started asking me. We got to talking. He mentioned his book. I knew someone who'd said they were quite interesting if you're into that kind of thing. I thought it might be a chance to, get some words down on paper from the author himself, and sure, it generated a bunch of interest. Got some letters about how I was promoting nonsense and balderdash and all that kind of thing. These Brits with the. Sorry, miss. Some stuck-up answers, shall we say, I got, and which is great because I don't mind. I don't mind getting those kind of letters. I mean, someone's reading. They just get filed under B. B for bin.
You mentioned an Inspector Barrington
that's the name, yeah,
that
okay.
Jackson had been talking to.
Where the hell are you, lad?
The
The door pops open. I was waiting until you guys weren't chatting anymore.
If we were to...
Here, and he puts down 3 kind of files, little folders with pretty much nothing in them. He puts them down and backs kind of out of the room. Right, Uncle, I'm off now. Fucking not lunchtime yet. Just get back to work, will you? And close the door behind you. He's a good lad. He's a bit of a fucking socialist, though. I'm a pain in my arse. He thinks every work is someone else's job, and money should just fall off the trees from. Don't know where his mother went wrong. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. What were you saying? Look, I'm quite busy, you know. The 3 articles will be there. Give me a second. He opens up one of the articles. It's
Okay.
like, Inspector Barrington. It's Murders in Soho. That was the one. So that one. That's the one that had him running off to talk to Inspector Barrington.
I guess we ask around in Soho. I guess you wouldn't know any contact information for him.
Inspector Barrington, Scotland Yard. He's a proper inspector. He's not like some local bobby.
Oh,
Scotland Yard.
Yard. Very impressive.
Did Elias ever mention the Carlisle expedition to you?
No, I don't.
You're familiar, of course.
No, I don't. Carlisle. Oh, that business a few years back. Nah, he didn't mention that. No.
Wait.
But I do. I know what you're talking about. There was a few people from London went along on that, didn't they? Never came back.
Hmm?
Sure.
Yes.
Well, you don't mess around with the occult, eh?
Well, I thought you said you were
Yes,
interested in the
interested in writing about it, interested in publishing about it. I have no interest whatsoever in being involved or dealing with the problems myself. No, not a bit of it. Anyway, as I say, I'm pretty busy. We'll have a few beers and dinner tonight. It gives you the name of a pub. I'll tell you later. Bring your friends along, and you can buy me dinner.
Yes.
Of course. and
Absolutely.
You're happy for us to take these articles
Yes.
with us?
You'll find the keepers put them on the board for you there.
Lovely.
Okay, and by dint of keeping him chatting and having Desmond do your digging for you, you've saved yourselves 1d4 plus 1 hours of library use to try and dig these articles out of their archives. So, good job. And we will jump back over. You guys can have you ladies can have a little look at those articles as we jump back over and resume our little chat with Mr. Gavigan. So I believe we left off. Mr. Gavigan was about to try to run through what he discussed with Elias, and I got the feeling there might have been an urge to maybe get these folks out of the museum at this point, but or out of the foundation at this point. But I'm not sure. there was also very much hints of valuing Miss Llewellyn's contributions, shall we say.
Patronage. Yes, so let's start with the inception of this expedition. Look, frankly, a lot of the work that I did with Elias was bureaucratic, notions of how we fund the thing, travel permits, all that kind of stuff. But I suspect you're more interested in the expedition activities itself. So I shall begin there. Please.
Did you misspeak there? Sorry, just to clarify, you say yourself and Elias.
Indeed.
Did you mean Carlisle?
No. When Jackson Elias came to discuss the expedition,
okay, right.
I told him about Roger Carlyle. I suppose the main impetus behind the Carlisle expedition. He came with some party fairly readily formed, some information about a period, a small window of time in Egyptian history that my predecessor and mentor, Sir Aubrey, was particularly interested in. A lot of vagaries and superstition and any attempt to clarify with a scientific eye. That period was Aubrey Penhew's passion. So when Carlisle turns up with apparently some information, the source was an African woman apparently, Aubrey immediately instituted a rapid launch of the expedition. I think over the course of 2 weeks perhaps here in London. We made plans for travel, sites, workers, permits, such like. However, and at this point, Edward kind of directs his attentions to the good priest rather than the ladies. You see, when they got to Cairo, apparently this information turned out to be a hoax. This African woman disappeared with the expedition's ready funds, the amount of £3,500, I believe. We are gentlemen of the world, are we not? Carlisle counted the money. Lost money is insignificant, but he was, I suspect, more deeply affected by the defection of his African lover, with the expedition in somewhat of a disarray, and I believe Miss Masters was in somewhat poor health. They decided to decamp to the Kenyan highlands to, I believe she was a photographer. Yes, so they decamped to Kenya to take wildlife photography, I believe, while they reassessed the situation. And then they obviously ran into, well, ill-advised trouble. And that's really the last we heard of them until the follow-up expedition to find out what happened, and indeed the massacre was found. That's really the long and short of it. I'm happy to answer questions, but I'm afraid that's probably, well, at the end of a very sad tale. And you can see this damage to Mr. Carlisle's reputation would impact on his sister.
Oh, that's very interesting information. The papers did report a little more. The papers in New York, at least, perhaps they were mistaken, but they seem to think that while Carlisle was in Egypt, they did actually get a bit of digging done, that they might have even found something in one of the pyramids there.
Well, I don't know about in the pyramid, but certainly, well, at the site at Dashur, they didn't waste their time entirely in Cairo. Aubrey Penhew has been working on a site in Dashur for some time.
they did some findings there, and indeed they did send back some materials. And in fact, we have some here in the collection upstairs. And I'm more than happy to take you through those. I think a lot of the matters are still within the museum in Cairo for assessment.
That's right. Would you mind, just for our own understanding, what's your relationship then to Penhew? Did you take over after he had came to his tragic end, or did you work here already? Or
yes, I worked under him, and at the point that he engaged with the expedition, I was made acting head of the foundation, and in its absence, and with the will of the board, I remained so. A position I would gladly rescind were my former mentor to return, but well, I'm afraid there's not much hope of that now.
Do you know how Carlyle got in touch with Penhew initially? What drew them together? Was it that Penhew was, the preeminent expert on this particular period?
I think that's the likely situation. Penhew is, any cursory research on Penhew will tell you that he's probably the particularly around this period, the particular expert and the particular obsessive on the matter. My own interest in Egyptology is a little broader, but there's no doubt he was a fine scientist, fine archaeologist.
What period is it exactly that you're discussing?
It is in the oldest, rather transitions between the oldest period and the middle periods. I don't know if you're aware, but the history of ancient Egypt is quite something. It's a period of something like 3,000 years. Indeed, to the last of the Egyptian dynasties, the pyramids themselves must have seemed to them as they do to us, if not older.
We've been trying to find out a little more about that, trying to understand what Carlyle was doing, and it just seems like gobbledygook. I mean, there are things that come across and I don't know what to make of them, things like the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh, the bent pyramid. Does any of that mean anything to you?
I can't say it does. The Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh. Black Pharaoh. I can't speak to that. A great many of the works were cast in dark granite statues. I'm sure there are some heroic statues of black marble.
The Pharaoh of Darkness, would that ring a bell at all?
I can't say that it does, I'm afraid. I'll tell you this. In this field, as interesting as it has become to pulp authors, as I say, there's a lot of misinformation. I'm afraid sometimes it's hard to separate the truth from the lies.
It is.
Do you know what particularly it was about this period that so interested Penhew?
I think, as a man of science, he looked for the darkness and looked to cast the light upon it.
Would the name Montgomery Crompton ring a bell at all?
No, I can't say it does.
Really?
Guy, can I do a psychology check to see if he's being deliberately vague or if it's just accidental?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Oh, my psychology's so crap. Yeah, never mind, failure.
Would you like to see some of the artifacts we have here?
We'd love to.
I have a little time.
We would
I can
like
bring
to
you up
see
to the
something.
to the display rooms.
Yes,
That'd
if
be
it
brilliant.
wouldn't put you out, that would be wonderful.
It's I call them lesser miracles. Come on, but there's a little bit of animatedness to him as he talks about that. And, he leads you to to the wonderful display rooms. Like, I don't know if you want to describe the journey up there.
So yes, you move up to the second floor. I love how this is in American parlance. You move up to the second floor. As you go up, you find that you've noticed in this building, although it's a shorter, smaller building than those around it, the ceilings are tall. It's a place that's built on a scale to kind of give a feeling, perhaps, of the scope of history and one's own insignificance as you walk through the halls. And as you go up, it makes for quite a long staircase up to the second floor. And you see the windows as you go up to the exhibit hall on the second floor are broad and tall. Ventilator openings at the tops. All the surfaces are finished in marble, and the ceiling is at least 20 feet high. Mummies, glass cases filled with pottery and other artifacts, statuary and so forth fill the hall in tasteful rows. There's an air of hushed contemplation. Even Gavigan, as he walks up there with you, he's stepping more lightly, and there'll be a change in his tone of voice as he shows almost like a deference to the atmosphere of the place.
A small part of an ancient civilization lies here. You're in a place of great reverence. And these are some of the pieces that we brought back from the Carlisle expedition. I open a drawer, and there are slayed out several small pieces of broken pottery. And this piece here, we clay, probably early 3030 era. This piece was probably a water jug, clay water jug of the sort they use agriculture, storage, general utility pottery. And he goes on like this for ages. Linen. This is a piece of linen. Now, we're not sure what exactly this is from. It could be clothing or some kind of sacking. It's too small to identify, but I think it's rich with possibility. The idea that someone at some time, that many thousands of years ago, used carry.
These came from the dig at Dashur, did they?
Yes, all these pieces were. I believe they had some other minor digs while there, but all these pieces are from Dashur.
And what happened to that dig in Dashur? Did anybody ever go and finish it off, or is it just abandoned since he went his merry way? Or
I would say that Gavigan is not particularly inclined to give a lot of detail around that. It's a an expedition of little importance, really. I would guess it's more of a brush off situation. This is why would we have followed up?
Well, while these pieces are obviously interesting, unfortunately, they don't merit further investigation. And indeed, with the business with the expedition, it put a bit of a dent in our activities in the area for some time. Now, I do have another appointment I must get to. Kinnery will have my... Well, but please, I hope this has been helpful. And I hope that you do manage to continue Jackson's work, such as it is. Please, if there's anything further, feel free to contact my office. I'll have a look through the materials. If there was anything that Elias left behind, I'll try and forward it to you. Do you have an address in London I can send stuff to?
We don't yet, do we? We just got here.
Right.
But as soon as we get set up, we'll
contact my
we'll
office.
give you a
let
shout.
us know. And we'll
Of course.
Yeah, we'll get in touch with
Can
you.
I just try and have a last little peek at those bits of pottery? Was there any writing on them, anything that resembles what we found on the scepter or the bowl? Or are they just blank?
Do you know, Dave, off the top of your head? I am searching right now.
There wouldn't be anything that specific.
Okay.
Can we look ourselves, or...?
For the most part, he's been handling drawers that are fairly well locked up. There's a number of bits of statuary and things in glass cases.
Yeah, it's all pretty closely secured.
Great. Okay. Would you mind, Mr. Penhew, if we just have a little wander around your archives? They're absolutely fascinating. We won't overstay our welcome, of course. You're welcome to send Kinnery up to throw us out when you've had enough.
Glances again at his wristwatch. Yes, of course. I'll let him know that you'll be here for a little while. I really must want. It's been a pleasure to meet you, and I hope to meet with the rest of your companions at some point, and hopefully under less of a cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gavigan. It's been most illuminating.
Thank you. Good luck now. Take care.
Rides off.
Okay.
Bye-bye now.
What the fuck was that bullshit?
Yeah. I don't buy it for a second.
What a load of fucking horseshit.
Oh, I believed him. Am I the only one?
I don't buy it. I get an uneasy feeling around him as well. Does anyone else get that?
His whole thing, we had to work like donkeys to get it out of him. And what was his big secret in the end? She ran off with the money. Hypatia got sick. They went hunting. It was all... Look, nothing. There was nothing there. He's trying to tell us that nothing ever happened.
Don't we think it's a bit strange as well that he was working underneath, but then obviously all this expedition happens and suddenly is the guy on top? Are we not suspicious of that?
Well, he was Sharon's assistant, wasn't he? I mean, maybe it's natural enough, but he knows a lot more than he's letting on.
Oh, for sure.
That's true.
That was ridiculous what he tried to sell us there. Like, the flipping papers in New York knew more than that story. Like, that's nonsense.
Mm.
Well, I don't think we'll get it out of him by badgering him now, so I think we ought to maybe see what we can dig up elsewhere, and then we can come back to him with a little bit more information.
Maybe we should have a quick scout around this museum in case we spot something interesting. I'm sure there'll be nothing really good on display, but you never know.
Yeah, there might be
Anything
something hidden there.
I tell you one thing. Be interesting to know if he was telling the truth about Erica Carlisle, because if he was, that means that she didn't tell us everything she knows and that she's actively trying to stop us, which is interesting. But sure, maybe he's making it up.
Yes.
I mean, Erica Carlisle seemed quite forthcoming with everything. She didn't seem to be holding stuff. Like, he just seemed shady to me. I mean, we can check in with Erica Carlisle and see if story checks
maybe
out.
He believes all that. Maybe that's the story he believes, but honest to God. I mean, if that's what he told Jackson, I don't know. You saw Jackson's notes that he wrote in London. He was scared out of his mind.
Yeah.
He was going mad.
Well, we can give Erica a ring when we get back later and see if she will corroborate this story about that woman running off with all the money, because she'd know. Surely someone would have told her that that's what happened. I imagine she'd have probably wanted to try and get some of it back.
He didn't want to tell us that because she told him not to. So, if she agrees with it, then we'll know she's telling the truth. At least that he believes it. But
Also, above the table,
sorry,
Miss Masters. He mentioned Miss Masters and a photographer that was in poor health. What connection is it with the photographer?
That's Hypatia Masters. She was on the expedition as well. She was a friend.
Right, okay.
And it was interesting, actually, wasn't it, that the beginning, first time he mentioned it was because she was in poor health. They went to the Highlands, and then it was because she wanted to photograph animals.
Yeah.
Second time it came
Because it was
up.
Carlisle that actually was supposed to be in poor health.
Yes.
They said he
It's like they're using this as an excuse to get them out there, and then obviously we all know what happened.
Yes.
He was Hypatia Masters was ex-girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend, right? Ex-girlfriend, and he was very obsessed with his new girlfriend, who was the leader of this whole thing.
I mean, I'd have more self-respect than to go on a trip with
Oh,
an
we
ex
know
who's
you would.
obsessed with a new woman, but
Michal,
gosh.
will you roll an idea check for me?
Yeah. What?
Dun, dun, dun.
That's
Idea check means
intelligence.
The player has missed something.
No,
obvious.
well, not really. Something I could have interjected earlier, but
Okay,
I
hang
was
on, I'll call this
otherwise occupied. Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh,
Dashur.
Hard
As
success!
because you
Very
asked
nice.
what had happened with the dig at Dashur, and you can't, you're absolutely sure that you read something recently about Dashur. One of the books you read had something in it about the bent pyramid, didn't it?
Yeah.
The bent pyramid is at Dashur.
Then hang on a sec. Right.
That's what
all
I'm
the
giving you
information
right
you're
now.
giving me?
That's kind of just triggered a little memory.
Well, then I'll pass that to the others. I read about it. I read about the shore. There's the bed pyramid. That's where it is. I said from the bed pyramid. He didn't know what I was talking about. I said they went to do some digs at pyramids, and he went, no, it was at some place called the shore.
Well, they may not have been digging at the bent pyramid, though. I mean, the bent pyramid is, from the book, is something that's been around for a while. Right? It is probably reasonably well examined.
All right. Okay.
But he still acted as though he never
did. Yeah, he did.
heard of the bent pyramid, though. Yeah.
But again, when you asked what was the outcome of
knows
the
so much
dig,
more than what he's saying.
etc., what happened to it, again, it was very much a brush off of that. It's not really important. We wrapped everything up because of the
to be like for a passionate Egyptologist, he didn't react to any of the stuff I said. The cult of the Black Pharaoh. Your man that wrote Life as a God was writing about being in the cult of the Black Pharaoh in 1805. That's only 110 years ago, 120 years ago.
So you guys openly discussing this as you're kind of wandering around the museum?
Maybe quietly.
Is it busy? Yeah,
No,
is
no.
it busy in here?
There's in fact, you're kind of still. You've seen one other visitor come in. Seemed to be particularly going over to one thing. Looked at the exhibit, made a couple of notes, and left. It doesn't seem like this is a museum that's generally frequented by the public. It seems like it's more of a private, by invitation, by appointment kind of a exhibit.
Could we do a spot hidden and
If it's
have a
spot
look
hidden,
around?
you can roll archaeology checks if you
See if
want
there's
as you look
anything
around and see if you can notice.
I'm rubbish in that.
You don't think if Penhew was obsessed with this particular part of Egyptian history, this is his collection? You never know what we might find.
A regular success on spot hidden.
You don't notice
failed
anything
everything I've tried today.
particularly interesting or exciting up here. No.
I do think, though, that it was quite strange that he wouldn't let us look at the pottery that he apparently was from that expedition.
Probably isn't. Like he was just wasting our time at that point.
Yeah. But if it was nothing, why wouldn't he let us look?
Yeah. I think we go home and we call Erica Carlisle and we put these lies to her and see what she says, because if she backs him up, then she's changed her story, so we know that they're in cahoots, and it might be that she'll phone him up and then have a little problem with what he's been telling us, and we might come back when he's been harangued long distance
Well,
and see if he's a bit more open to talking.
Maybe that's what she believes. If she believes that the African lady stole the money and that high she got sick and wanted to take photographs, like, she'll back him up. Maybe that's just what she thinks happened.
But hopefully she'd be honest with us and tell us that that's what she believes, or we might be able to get a sense for whether she's lying to us too.
Yeah,
And
we should check in with her anyway.
I feel like they like you, Loveday, don't they? They want your money and they want to charm you and keep on side. So we could potentially use that to our advantage here as well. If they want a donation of any kind, then they better keep us on side, really.
Yes, we could perhaps dangle the possibility of funding an expedition ourselves.
Oh, I
Dan,
like that.
Like we said to him that we had these interesting artifacts, and he didn't bite.
He didn't seem interested in them at all. That's strange to me. Very strange. Because if you think he's a man of
they
science...
are Peruvian, so it's probably not of much interest to him.
Oh, lovely.
True.
Yourself
Yes.
and Valentine are going to have to sit down at the library now on that one.
Should we make a move then? Head back home?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get anything more here.
Okay.
All right. On the way out, do you mind if we just stop by the receptionist and ask a question?
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Is that okay? I'll say, sorry, I just wanted to ask. This is a very interesting building. Was it originally a museum? What was it? What did it used to be? Do you know?
Oh well, now I wouldn't know off the top of my head. Mr. Kinnery or Mr. Gavigan would be better to ask about that.
Oh, I think we've taken up so much of their time. But tell me this: did you know Mr. Penhew?
I did, of course.
You did. Oh, yes. We've been hearing all about him. He sounds like a very interesting
fine man. Very, very clever man.
Was this his collection? Was he?
What?
Tell me.
He was.
I think that'll be my new strategy for dealing with NPCs. I'll just go, tell me.
You could ask him a question about anything, and he always had an answer, and seemed to have a very deep understanding of all this stuff.
Huh. Less interesting than I thought it was going to be. But thank you very much for your time.
You're most welcome.
You've been brilliant.
Good day now.
See ya.
And meanwhile,
Good
back
day.
at the scoop, you ladies have wrapped up, and did you go somewhere nearby to sit down and have a look at the articles, or did you go back to Loveday's apartment or house, or what's the next step for you ladies?
I assume we're regrouping, unless Valentine has other ideas.
Well, I don't believe we have a spare key to Loveday's townhouse. So perhaps we go to a cafe near her house and just read through the articles and keep an eye out.
And folks, are you coming back to Loveday's house after the Penhew? Nowhere else, no other expedition to take? Okay, very good. So at some point you arrive home, Loveday, and we'll say occasionally Florence and Valentine check, and yes, you find Loveday and the crew at home. Actually, the first time you check, you kind of go, I wonder if they're back yet. Give it a little knock. A lady's maid answers the door. Are you looking for the lady? Yes. You're staying. I know. She let the staff know.
Yes.
Come on in.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
So maybe after your first 10 or 15 minutes in the cafe, one of you, this is when you pop down to check if they were back yet, and you're just brought in. And so Loveday, when you get back, they're already ensconced in the front room, having some tea and biscuits. And I'll let you guys get back together and have a chat. Maybe at this point, Loveday, you're kind of trying to assemble your board and get things up on the wall and start working out, is the front room really the place to put this stuff? It's not your godparents' house now that you're defacing with clippings and cork boards and stuff like that. So you're probably being a little more conscientious about how you put this display together.
I've got one of those beautiful standing screens, and so I'm just going to pick an area of wall that will be hidden behind the screen when I choose to move it across, so it doesn't disrupt the aesthetic of the place, you understand?
Good choice.
So everybody, just nothing higher than, you see this line? Nothing higher than this line, okay? Thank
So
you.
I want to get robbed when they break in.
Understood.
It's fine.
Understood.
Let's not tell anybody where we live this time.
Let's. Well, we need an address. If anyone hypothetically wants
Florence,
to
as you're saying
hypothetically,
you realise there's nobody who's not going to be able to find out where Loveday Llewellyn lives. I mean, you could find out in a matter of minutes.
Loveday Llewellyn.
Make one phone call.
I could do it in minutes. It's a phone call. So
do we need to keep the valuables somewhere safe? By which I mean our
In fact,
scepters
yes. I was thinking my diamond necklaces. I assume Loveday has a safe. Like that seems like the thing an arms heiress would very much have.
A big safe, and put all
hidden
the
somewhere in the
valuables
house
into the big safe.
Probably
So
an
put
entire
everything in
room.
there.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'd also like to try and make a copy of the hieroglyphics on the scepter and maybe on the bowl as well. So we've then got like a piece of paper we can carry around with us rather than having to take the things everywhere.
Not a bad shout.
Good idea.
Shall we share what we've both?
Yes. What happened at the Penhew Foundation?
What happened at Penhew?
Well,
he
we
liked
didn't
us
get
at the end of
much.
the conversation, which was victory, right?
It's going well
He did
for
well.
us, really. That's a significant forward step. But he didn't really tell us anything useful. A whole pack of lies about what happened to the Carlisle expedition. He was absolutely determined for us to believe that they'd made it to Cairo, and then that priestess woman that Carlisle was knocking around with had just made off with all the money. And then they'd gone to Kenya because Hypatia Masters was either unwell or wanted to photograph wildlife. He gave us both excuses. And no one was really interested in finding out anything more.
Yeah, it was bullshit. And it was hard to get it out of him as well. He said that Erica Carlisle was ringing around trying to get people not to talk to us.
Oh.
Because of this scandal about
she
wants to steal the money. But it just, I don't know, it doesn't add up.
She was very resistant to talking about it when we spoke to her. She really didn't like talking about it. So, but yes, the
But then when it was
scandal maybe
revealed why, his version of why she was hesitant was because this lady stole the money, which is just daft. Like, I mean, Erica Carlisle knows she's dealing with murderous cultists and people getting massacred. I don't think she's going to be that concerned about your one problem.
But I have just realised we did blow off her gala, so maybe she's angry with us, and that's why she's throwing obstacles in her way. We never cancelled the invitations.
You paid for the
goodness.
tickets, didn't you?
Social suicide.
Grant.
Well, yes, I paid, but that means there were 5 empty seats that she very painstakingly made available to... Oh, God, I'm going to have to send some telegrams. How awful.
Send our regards.
So you think that she's calling to tell you people not to talk to us because she's mad about the gala and not about the scandal?
I think your man was probably making it up.
Well, I would be angry. I would tell everybody not to talk to us if it were me. Goodness me. Oh, how dreadful. How could we have done that? Oh, goodness.
It's
Mummy,
also
please say
possible
this.
that she knows more than he does, and she said it.
Well, he has to
The-
do something. He has to do something.
He definitely gave the impression that he knew something.
Mm.
Anyway, how
So
did
I
you get
do-
on?
Well, we spoke to this chap who seemed to know Jackson quite well. I think he had published various things that Jackson had said. It seems that Jackson, and it seemed to be near the end when he was, we saw in his documents that he was maybe didn't have all of his wits towards the end, was very suspicious and things. Wanted to go through some of the old articles from the Scoop. And so we've got 3 of these articles that Jackson was interested in, which we can show you, but one of them is about some, it seems like an occult person who was making art, strange art that is connected with the universe or whatever. Some grisly attacks, people ripped apart, they said a rabid dog. And what was the third one?
That the man was beaten and stabbed through the art. What's interesting about that article is that it mentions that there were other murders that took place over a number of years. So it's
And Maloney mentioned that he wrote those articles himself, and in the third one it says sources gave them information, but it doesn't say what those sources were. So I think Mick would know.
Or it's a
sorry,
tabloid
Maloney would
journalist.
know.
If it's a tabloid journalist, he could have just made up that there are sources.
But worth asking.
Worth
Asking where he
yes.
got that information. And that, the final article was the one that mentioned James Barrington, which was the investigator that that Jackson was speaking to. And Maloney said that was the last time that Maloney had seen Jackson, was the time when he was going to speak to this investigator. So he might be worth speaking to, might have some knowledge of this, these dangers. So Maloney thought that there were cults in London. Maloney said that Jackson had claimed that there are cults in London, but Jackson didn't seem to be entirely with it, so maybe that information wasn't accurate. Oh, and we've agreed to go for drinks with him this evening if you wanted to ask any questions of him yourself. Who roll a sound check?
She heard me.
Who?
Do you want to maybe read out the articles for our listeners at home? It's Ruby.
Yes, it's a good idea. You could go ahead and read out the articles. Ruby, that is quite possible. It gives you a little bit of a turn. Nothing, no sudden kind of flood of memory or revelation or anything like that. But you definitely you blanch pale as that idea comes to you, that's possible.
Okay.
So as they're passing out the articles to read, I'm going to guess that you don't take one. Ruby is sitting very silent, kind of hands clasped, knuckles white, lips white, tight, and looking a little shook.
I'll read one out, will I?
Mm-hmm.
I'll do the first one. Shocking canvases craze. Local artists, monstrous scenes mock surrealists. Now collectors can buy savage scenes which rival or surpass the worst nightmares of the Great War, but which are far more exotic than that grim business. London artist Mr. Miles Shipley's work is being sought out by collectors, who have paid up to £300 for individual paintings. This correspondent has seen a number of works of artist Miles Shipley and finds them repulsive beyond belief. Maidens ravished, monsters ripping out a man's innards, shadowy grotesque landscapes and faces grimacing in horror represent only a fraction of Shipley's nightmarish work. Despite their repellent content, these works are conceived and executed with uncanny verisimilitude. Mr. Shipley's imagination is sublime, and it's almost as though the artist had worked from photographs of alien places, surely never of this earth. The artist reportedly is in contact with other dimensions in which powerful beings exist, and says he merely renders visible his visions. Mr. Shipley is a working class man without formal artistic training, who has nonetheless made good where thousands have failed. Art critics say that Shipley provides an English answer to the continental artistic movement of surrealism, whose controversial practitioners have still to convince John Bull that the way in which a thing is painted is more important than what is painted. A tip of the hat to Mr. Shipley for exposing those frauds. Right, well, if Jackson was into that, maybe we should pay a visit to Mr. Shipley.
I can read the second one. Police baffled by monstrous murders. Killer beast shot but still alive. You want to answer that question? Derwent Valley residents, struck last month by 2 murders and a serious assault on a 3rd victim, are still without a satisfactory explanation or perpetrator of the dreadful attacks. At that time, Lesser Edale, farmer George Osgood and resident Lydia Perkins were torn to shreds in apparently unrelated murders on consecutive nights. On the 3rd night, wheelwright Harold Short was nearly killed but managed to drive off his attacker, which he described as a, quote, grisly creature. According to the Lesser Edale Constabulary, a rabid dog was shot and killed on the night of Mr. Short's attack, The police believe the matter to be closed. Nevertheless, local residents have subsequently claimed to have seen and heard a strange beast lurking about the area. Reportedly, the good folk of Lesser Edale still endure sleepless nights due to the bizarre wailings of the beast on nights of the full moon. Readers of the Scoop are reminded of their esteemed journal's long-standing danger protocols, and they're advised that the picturesque clouds, I have no idea what that word means, of the Derbyshire Peak districts have been declared to be a zone of high danger! ! Residents of the Midlands are advised to remain indoors at night and to report all mysterious happenings to the police and to the Scoop. Ugh. Overuse of exclamation points in these articles is painful. Journalism. Anyway.
There's no dates. He didn't give you any dates for any of these articles, no? Or years, even.
We could ask him when we speak in person, but no.
Yeah, it might be better off asking his nephew. He's the one who dug out the articles.
Yes.
Or should just ask around. People would remember this stuff, wouldn't they?
Guys, I'm really sorry, but it's been such a long day. I think I just need to lie down. I think I'm just going to go upstairs and have a little bit of a snooze. And I'm so sorry to cut this short. It's a bit of a draining day, I think.
All right.
Thank you. And then I'll just scuttle off upstairs.
Love Day, psychology check for me? 'Cause you know Ruby really well.
Failure. Sorry, I
That's
have
all right.
very low psychology.
Okay. She seemed a little off color, a little out of sorts, even since the Penhew Foundation. Maybe she's coming down with something.
I'll beckon the butler over and send some warm milk up for her.
What?
Do we want to read the last one and then call it a night? Or, well, until we need to go for drinks, anyway?
Sounds good, yeah. Do you have a burning desire to read, Florence? Or shall I do it?
I have a burning desire not to read.
Okay.
I
will
don't like
read.
reading on camera.
Slaughter continues. Reward offered. An unidentified foreigner was found floating in the Thames last Tuesday, the 24th. Another victim in the so-called Egyptian murders. Inspector James Barrington of the Yard refused to comment when asked by the Scoop. Sources exclusive to this journal state that the victim had been beaten severely and then stabbed through the heart in a manner curiously similar to other murders that have taken place over the last 3 years. The connection seems obvious, but New Scotland Yard has yet to confirm that the deaths are connected. Inspector Barrington and his colleagues appear baffled and no closer to catch the heinous perpetrator of these crimes. Londoners cry out, when will our streets be safe? Readers of The Scoop are reminded that this esteemed journal has a reward now standing at £24 for information leading to the apprehension and conviction of the murderer. Be vigilant. Goodness, it's quite exciting, this tabloid stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
I never read them usually.
I think that's the one that interests me the most because of the mention of James Barrington, that policeman, and Jackson talking with him just like it was the last time Maloney saw him. So I think that's the one.
Lots of multiple murders,
the others,
just like there were in Ireland.
So they're calling them the Egyptian murders. I mean, that's interesting. Did you ask your man why they were called the Egyptian murders?
No, we only read them after we left. So, but we're going to see him again, so we can ask him about it then.
Yes.
Let's not do more murders.
I don't think we have a choice in that, Lofty. By the way,
just not get involved.
The journalist is very interested in you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well,
yes, in fact.
We didn't tell him that we knew you because he mentioned that he knows about your engagement.
Ugh,
So
bloody
that would
tabloids,
be.
I tell you.
But he's quite interested in gossip. That might be a bargaining chip if he would be willing
he
to
did
give
say he's
any information.
not really interested in the kind of general gossip column. Who's marrying who just got engaged.
Okay, not
He's
interested
in it if it's
Who-
salacious or
Okay, he
sensational
doesn't like that.
or Like if Loveday Llewellyn was in a
sure you
basement
could put
fighting
a spin on
zombies,
it.
he'd be all over it.
Oh, well, you got that to trade.
Okay.
He
Well,
did
we
also
can
say
we
that he
could
didn't want to
certainly
be involved in the occult.
strategize.
Loveday makes
He
an
doesn't
interesting
want to
point,
be
though,
involved at all.
Which is, we said we were stopping off in London on the way to Cairo, and now we found out that Jackson says there's a cult going on in London. Are we going to stop and get involved in these shenanigans, or are we going to keep on going to where we said we were going to?
I think it's certainly worth speaking to this Inspector James Barrington to see what we might be dealing with and if there's any information that might help us before we travel any
But
further.
if we think
seeing
that's
as,
We're here.
if we're here, we may as well. We
Assume
don't
that
necessarily
the
have to
languages-
spend. Yes. If we don't think it's going to be helpful to stay, then we can move on. But there are certainly leads here to follow.
It's a shame we didn't know when we were talking to Gavigan. He would have known about something called the Egyptian murders. And if he said he didn't hear about it, we'd know he was a liar. Because of course he'd heard of it.
Yes.
Alright, so we're staying for a few days anyway to suss it out.
Yes, might as well. It's nice to be home. Well, I suppose we'd all better have a rest, have something to eat, and then we've got drinks. Although, would you rather I stayed behind? Do we want to keep my presence on the down low from this journalist?
Is Ruby going to come, or is just someone to look after her?
Oh yes, we
Please
shouldn't
look
leave
away.
Ruby behind.
Yes. Well, why don't Ruby and I can stay? We'll have a lovely girls' night.
Okay.
Okay.
And you're both lovely girls.
We are. Yes, and you're a lovely boy, Mick. Thank you.
This is taking a nut turn.
Awkward priest thing. It was a bit too
Florence looks like she's not sure if she's happy to be not included in this, or wondering why the hell she's not included in it. Probably the less Mick has to say about you, the better.
Yeah. Anytime Mick is not angry at me is thumbs up.
Okay.
So I guess it's myself, Florence, and Michal will go play darts with this journalist.
I was going to say above the table, given the time.
We might start off next week with the unless you want to invite Edward Gavigan to go play darts with you.
That's a good breaking point.
Let's wrap it up there and say okay, great. So next week we're looking at the bit of an encounter with our erstwhile erstwhile is it suggests he's deceased. Our new friend Mickey Mahoney. We're looking at making decisions about whether we're staying in England or moving off to other parts, and that's the main focus. And depending on the outcome of those conversations and that decision, we may be digging deeper. So I either need to prep for another shipboard journey, which is fine, that's pretty easy to prepare for, or I need to be ready for you guys to dive off to various parts to dig into what could be happening in England. Okay, fantastic stuff. I'll be ready for that. So thank you, everyone. Thank you very much for another entertaining evening, and thank you very much to our guest star, Dave McGowan. Welcome. Feel free to fire across any links you want in the description, Dave. We'll give anything you like a bit of a plug. Although I think you've just finished the main thing, then you didn't need any plugging at all. You've got plenty of attention. But yeah, really good fun, and hope everyone at home enjoyed this session, and we will see you all next week.